That's funny. Who is that? I heard, does anybody know Rashad Tabakawala?
Yes.
Yeah, he's pretty amazing, right? He said the other day that we are no longer working from home. We are living at the office.
Very true.
And he used that to really kind of bring home the whole essence of we need to have empathy now, because we are living at the office. And so it's really pretty cool to see, to have the ability to see other people, but also hopefully we're becoming more empathetic, because we need definitely more of that.
Oh, thank you.
This is great to see everybody. A little tip to everybody who doesn't Zoom on the regular. Unless you're speaking, you should put yourself on mute, because otherwise we hear everything.
Actually, do we have the, Maya, do we have the ability to mute people?
I believe we do.
Alicia, these are my glasses from the elevator. I'm gonna miss that. As a matter of fact, Chris, could you pull me some next time TJ comes?
I have to say, we were just talking about that the other day. You look great.
So great to see you and everyone.
Yeah, look at everyone. Let's see, what teachers do I have? Let me see, who else do I have here? I wish I could see the names. I don't know why names aren't showing up here. So where are we? We're at 10:05.
58 people.
58, okay. We've got a couple more people. Maya, how do we know? I guess we don't have to know. I guess we'll just start with our timeline, because that you have here, how many people are we expecting? I guess would be, what do we know? We don't know?
We don't know. We have it open to the public right now. There are a lot of students who are here to support their fellow classmates on right now.
Cool.
This is probably the largest audience we've had, actually.
Yeah. I think if we look in the chat, we'll at least see the schools that we know, that are here and present and ready to meet today.
I know I can't see things like I normally do. I'm sharing my screen with this, that's why. Okay. So you let me know. Maya, I'll go on your signal when you want Gina to start.
Well, we're right on time, so let's get started.
Okay, so I'm going to stop the share.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Gina Grillo from the Advertising Club. We are so excited about this competition every year because it gives us so much hope for the future. And we're hoping that in this experience with your agency mentors, you got bit just a little bit by the advertising bug, and that this is something that you may do as you go to college. This is, like I said, this is one of the most inspiring events of the year. We're very grateful to all of the teachers, and we're so grateful to all of the agency mentors that stepped up. And we're wishing every single one of you students the best of luck. We have assembled a great group of judges from the Advertising Club community. And I am going to now turn it over to Miss Riggs, and Maya Rushing. I cannot thank both of them enough for carrying the torch of this program, because this is the future and we're here to support you. The club, this is just the beginning. Just think, 4 or 5 years from now, you could be entering our business and joining the ad club and becoming really, really involved. So thank you, Maya, so much for all that you've done leading up to this point. Erica, as many of you know, it has spent 4 amazing years at the ad club and is about to embark on her next career chapter. And so we're wishing her all the best, but she could not leave without doing this one program. That's how connected she is to all of you. So thank you, Erica. We all wish you the best. I'm turning it over to you. And good luck, everyone.
You guys, there's no leaving the ad.
You got that right.
You're on mute, Erica.
So I was saying there's nothing about leaving the ad club that possibly if you want to be connected to a community of supporters. I feel so much great support. I have had the privilege of working with this program and working with young people. I was just saying before we started today that I've lived a wonderful life, and I can't imagine what COVID right now is doing to a young group like yourselves. But it looks, from what I can see, your faces, I see the ties, I see such hope and optimism that we knew we did the right thing by not canceling this and just making this happen. So without further ado, I really want to get started, but I also want to shout out to the teachers. Listen, in the best of days, this is a hard job. And now that we are in a pandemic and you are sometimes working virtually and other times working and putting your lives on the line by working in person, I want to thank you from the bottom of, I'm sure, all of our hearts. Thank you for the work that you continuously and bravely do. So I want to introduce, in the 17th year, and that means a lot. This program is 17 years old with the help of Gina Grillo being the president and working in partnership with the Advertising Week of New York, which is a premier conference that hopefully you all will at some point get to attend in your lives, because it is absolutely an amazing circus of professionals in this industry who influence and bring advertising every day and marketing every day to the people. We also have our partners with the Ad Council, who continuously bring these wonderful creative briefs that you all worked on today. We also have Virtual Enterprise, which you all know and are so lucky to be a part of their hard work in bringing this opportunity and this exposure to you. And New York City Public Schools, who provide us with the opportunity to be in the school systems working with you. I'm pretty sure I forgot somebody. And if I did, I have a slide just so I can come back to it. But we thank everyone. Oh, let us not forget the agency mentors. On top of everything else, they are working diligently in a 24-hour cycle, and they stopped to spend the time, and they really do this out of the goodness of their hearts and wanting to give back our mentors from our different agencies. So thank you all. All righty. So let me introduce a wonderful group of judges this year. So I'm going to share. I don't want to share. I don't want to scare you. I want to share. I'm going to share my screen because I want to make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do and not forget anybody. Okay. So first up, our judges this year. First up is Cheryl Overton, who's a Chief Experience Officer with her own company, Cheryl Overton Communications. She is a brand protagonist, cultural storyteller, content innovator, Emmy Award-winning Cannes Lion Grand Prix. That's a big deal. And hopefully one day they get to understand what a big deal that is. And another big deal, you are our Advertising Person of the Year for the Ad Club. We love you. You sit on our board and you give us much wonderful advice, and you are actionable and a valuable member to the Ad Club. So thank you. And she's also Provoke Media Innovator 25, and as I said, the board chair. Give it up. Can we get a little Cheryl Overton? Next up is Julius Dunn II, who is an engagement strategist and entrepreneur. Over the last 10 years, Julius has worked to create equal opportunities across gender, religion, socioeconomics, and race for a workforce that more authentically represents society. And for those of us who have been privileged to work with Julius, yes, he's doing an amazing job. And he is someone that we are very proud and is a trailblazer in doing the work and the heavy lifting. So thank you, Julius, for being here today. Also, too, Julius is a part of Ad Futures in a very unique way, and I don't have time to talk about it, but he helped to create I Am. You can off mute yourself if I'm wrong, or it's I Am, correct, or Mecca?
I am.
I
Yep.
Am.
And Mecca.
Oh, you're here.
Yeah, there you are. Thank you. Next up, we have a wonderful creative mind, Claire Elizabeth Mirasala, who is a lead copywriter at Isobar. She's also one of our favorite, I'm part New York fellows. We're never supposed to say favorites. We don't have favorite children, but we do. And she's our favorite because she is committed. She also makes sure to give back and to help us in providing what we need in these programs, and that's support. So thank you so much. She's a New Yorker. She is a self-proclaimed nerd, and she's rebelliously positive and positively rebellious. I love it. Next up, Wendy Weatherford Marks, VP Marketing and Communications. Thank you, Wendy, for being with us, because to like I say about everybody, there's sometimes you can put out in a community, in a group, that you need help. And then you always have those people who raise their hands. Wendy, you were one of those people, and thank you so much for always being here for us at the Ad Club. She's an innovative strategic marketing and communications executive with an award-winning track record of success building, transforming, and creating demand for brands. That's amazing. That's a lot of work. Thank you, Wendy, and great to see you. Last but not least, I'm not sure if he's able to join us yet, is Chris Magel. Chris Magel, we can't say enough great things. He truly is the Ad Club's cheerleader and supporter. He is the president of Dentsu Media Clients. He's honest, straight shooting, and direct. He's building confidence in all relationships, and we can attest to that because we have been the beneficiary of those relationships. And he loves to mentor young professionals. He's a problem solver, not a problem thrower. Well, I think that says a lot about where and who we have visiting with us today. As judges, I hope you guys are as excited to get ready and get started. I was trying to give you a little bit of room before we, hold on. How do I make my thing? There we go. Okay. Before we get into the competition, it looks like everyone is on the right page. You've muted yourself. If you're not up at bat, make sure to mute yourself, or your mother or father or little brother or little sister will surely enter the room at that very moment. Let's see. I think we have everyone up, and I think we're ready to get started. Maya, we ready to get started?
Yep, we're right on time. If you want, you can start with our Group A presentations. So first up, we have Francis Lewis High School with Christopher Power and Danielle Tate.
Awesome. So you guys will be sharing, you're going to be powering your own presentation, correct? Okay, well, let's get started. We're ready?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see them? Because I don't see them.
I need someone from Francis Lewis to begin speaking.
Yes, we're gonna screen share in a second.
Awesome, thanks. Well, first you might want to introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Fahad.
My name is Sabrina Day.
I'm Faustina Merville.
My name is Janice Chan.
I'm Benny Lu.
I am Jack Chan.
And this is our anti-vape campaign.
Imagine Aubrey Butterfield walking down the halls of her university on her way to achieve her goals of becoming a nursing assistant. All of a sudden, she can't seem to catch her breath. She has to cling to her chest to try and diminish the pain. Next thing you know, she's being rushed to the ER, being diagnosed with lipoid pneumonia. Now imagine Aubrey walking down those same halls, but this time with an oxygen tank holding her back from her dreams. She is struggling with all this because she thought vaping was cool. She is struggling with all this because her parents neglected to properly teach her the true dangers of vaping. She, like many, thought that vaping wasn't a big deal. After all, it's a healthier alternative to smoking cigarettes, right? But if you look closely at the ingredients, you'll find a familiar name: nicotine, something adults know all about.
Vaping is the new smoking epidemic because of nicotine. Smoking is less popular with the newer generation. Vaping has become big tobacco's bait and switch. Guess where vaping companies got their advertising ideas from? Smoking companies. Most people that grew up in the 40s unaware of the dangers of smoking. Now the problem reoccurs in the present with Gen Z and vaping. Similar to Aubrey, many people started vaping because they believed it was safe, turning them into vaping addicts. It's a scary parallel to what had happened in the 40s with cigarettes. People did not know it was harmful for them until it was too late. Just like Aubrey, these billboard ads reflect the ripple effect that big tobacco had on vaping, both targeting younger people using flashy ads.
On the right, we have a chart of the growth in percentage of high school students who vape, and on the left, we have the amount of cigarette users back in the 40s. In both cases, there's a massive increase in new users each year because of the advertising that these companies make in order to make their audience feel that smoking is what all the cool kids do. However, as you can see from the graph on the left on cigarette smokers, there will eventually be a decline to the number of smokers because of people soon discover the dangers of smoking. We need to educate parents about the dangers of vaping so that we can see a sharp decline similar to the one that we have seen in the past with cigarettes. We need to see the decline now. The decline happening right now is not because parents are educated about the dangers of vaping, but because of the virus. We want to use this opportunity to educate parents about vaping so that we can continue the downtrend of vaping, regardless of whether or not there's a pandemic.
Speaking of killers, vitamin E acetate is found in vape pens, the same compound which is linked to many vaping-related illnesses. So far, we've seen about 68 vaping-related deaths and countless close encounters just like Aubrey's. More than 27% of high school students and 10.5% of middle school students vape. Most vape products advertise that their product only contains 5% of nicotine. That may sound harmless, but in reality, teens are more vulnerable to addiction because their brains are still developing. 44% of young adults who are e-cigarette users never smoked before trying e-cigarettes. By using the same strategies as big tobacco, big vape is getting people sick without first having touched tobacco, just like Aubrey.
There are about 3 million high schoolers who vape. Out of the entire high school population, 7 out of 10 teens are exposed to vaping ads, which leads about 55.3% of high schoolers trying it. While there are high schoolers vape for the favorite aspect, there are also some who vape for the tricks, such as making a smoke ring, just like in the 40s. But it is not just ads that affect teens' behavior, it is their surroundings. Parental vaping was one of the most strong correlated reasons that young teens started vaping. According to CTC, about 1 million high schoolers vape because their parents vape. Parental involvement is a major influence in helping teens to avoid risk, such as vaping. So the usage of social media is often a good choice. About 59% of parents that use social media feels connected, and 41% feels informed on daily matters about their children. Our goal is to increase the number of conversations by making parents again.
There are so many different forms and looks to vape pens that a majority of parents can't identify them, even when it's right in front of them. Some vape pens look similar to flash drives, ink pens, and bulky electronics. Most vapes could be easily hidden or mistaken for something else. How could parents expect something so small and easily disguisable to be so dangerous? The answer is they don't.
At first glance, who do you think these ads are trying to appeal to? With its bright colors, fruit and candy flavors, it captures the interest of younger generations rather than former smokers. The same type of advertising is used to lure consumers into a false sense of safety to show since it looks fun or has candy flavors, it can't harm you, where in reality, there's a lot more to it than these flavors. These ads can not only fool your child into addiction to vape, but perhaps even introduce them to drugs in the future. Aubrey herself admitted that these fun and fruity flavors attracted her to vaping in the first place.
Nicotine. Sound familiar? It was in your smokes, now it's in your vapes. This is the same industry that caused the smoking epidemic of the 40s, with ads that lured consumers into a trap. So what's our plan? Parents need to be front and center.
Our strategy is to advertise to parents through ads and personal posts through Facebook, YouTube, and Google Ads, especially with sites like Facebook, which 74% of the parents use daily. We can direct them to the American Lung Association website. We will do the same thing with YouTube and Google Ads, as they are the two largest search engines for parents and young adults. By platforming testimonials of parents who are affected by vape products, we can evoke emotional response from our audience.
We need to educate parents on the severe consequences of vaping, hitting them with a strong intent of having an open conversation with their children. We need to appeal to the audience with their emotions as if their child could face a near-death experience. Allow them to feel responsible for their child vaping habits and not interfering earlier to educate them. Thank you. This concludes our presentation.
You guys, wonderful job. You're gonna unshare. Who's unsharing? Wonderful job. Let's see, who do we have? Cheryl, we're looking for your feedback.
Thanks so much. Thanks team, and really thanks to all the teams. Just a little feedback and some comments. First of all, I want to congratulate you on a beautiful presentation, a visually beautiful presentation. It, you know, we see and we receive information first with our eyes. So I want to commend you guys for really attractively designing everything, really using your data points, presenting them simply, very, you know, upfront, and very clearly. I thought that was great. I really thought that you did a pretty brilliant job of storytelling. I think we instantly were there with Aubrey and her dreams and her deferred dreams as a result of vaping. And you brought her back throughout your story to really remind us why we should care, who we're doing it for. You laid a really good foundation for why parents should be put front and center. That rationale was really clear to me, the way you set it up, and the way you, you know, used the stats from the smoking epidemic to the vaping epidemic, and just showed, you know, the tobacco industry didn't need to come up with a new strategy because we're all still buying it. A couple of things I think you should look out for. Whenever you have something that's so data heavy like what you have, it's always a good idea to source that someplace. So you can mention that in your voiceover, or you can even put a small footnote on your sides. You did such a great job of telling the story through the data. Definitely make sure that your audience knows where that came from, that it's credible, that it's something that they could learn more about should they need to. Where I think the presentation could have been stronger is your creative. I think you spent so much of the real estate of the presentation building a case for it, that at the end you talked about how you would execute a campaign, but I don't think it was clear what's the creative handle. There was a lot of good stuff in there about the vaping, you know, the vaping, I don't even know what they're called, tools, pipes, I guess, looking just like everyday things, that the same as the tobacco industry, that, you know, the dangers, but there was no sort of overriding handle or creative tag that would thread through that I saw. And I thought that the balance of content in the upfront versus the actual campaign that you'll be recommending, there was not a balance. So it was very much focused on the upfront, very little focused on the creative, the campaign, the ideas. So please remember to think about the whole story you're telling, balance out your content so people understand exactly what it is that you're proposing, what it does, and how it works. And even though we were really looking forward to your live presentation today, very often in a real pitch, somebody might miss the live presentation. So they're relying on your slides to understand your intention. So if there are blanks, or if some of that is unclear, it unfortunately might leave someone not knowing exactly what you wanted to communicate. So thank you so much. It was really great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I ask Francis, Lewis, Group 1, who was your agency mentors? I want to shout them out.
Publicis was our mentors.
Publicis? Okay. Thank you, Publicis. Any one person in particular? Do you remember? I'm sorry to put you on the spot. If not,
it's Daniel Tate. Daniel Tate.
Daniel Tate. Thank you, Daniel Tate. So now, next up, we have John Adams. John Adams High School. Are you ready?
Hi, good morning. Yes, my student was having a hard time sharing her screen, so now I'm trying to get it onto mine. So if you could give me less than a minute, I promise I will make it happen for them.
Don't we have it? Could we share it?
Would you like to?
If you're having problems.
I have it. No, I should have it right in front of me in 30 seconds. I literally, I just, because normally I'm on Google Meet and I just had it and it bothers me.
Okay, let's introduce your team in the meantime.
That would be fabulous. Guys, you're up. I'll mute myself right now because they just had, you know what it was? They couldn't do the video.
Hello, my name is Jocelyn Lopez. I am a sophomore and this is my group.
Hello, my name is Nancy. I'm a sophomore.
Hello, my name is Martina Kaminska. I'm a sophomore.
Hi, my name is Sarah and I'm a senior.
My name is David. I am senior.
And thank you for having us.
Could you also, since we're waiting, tell us who your agency mentor, who did you work with?
Harrisons and Stars, Link 9, and Homocom. Yes.
So that's SNIVE, yes. Are you on? Is it SNIVE or Sneeve? I'm sure she's there.
Hi, it's Snav. Hello.
Nav, yes, Nav. I'm so happy. Listen, I was telling them yesterday that you are part of exposure programs like this and why you were so excited to work with them. So I just wanted to shout that out and say hello and thank you.
Thank you very much. We really, really enjoyed this. We actually learned that there were, within our organization, there are some alumni from this program, including past winner. So as part of Omnicom Health Group, we had Link 9, a creative agency, Harrison and Star, and our new business team from Omnicom Health Group, working with our team, with our students.
That's wonderful. I'm so happy you were able to be a part of this. As you know, this was more difficult than ever this year to get people who had the time. So thank you so much. So now let's check in and see. Lisa, how you coming?
No, it's Lori, but that's okay.
Lori,
you can call me anything. I don't really, do you know what? I'm having a problem with my screen right now sharing, and this is what's called
It's okay. We're in the Zoom world. We're in the Zoom world. So let's see, Maya. We do have copies.
Maya, can you put yours up for me? Would that be great? And good luck to all. I don't know what happened. It's the video that they have that they weren't able to show. Martina, Sarah, you couldn't show yours? I'm going to mute.
One thing about the virtual world is we are becoming a lot more, it's not unheard of that we have these glitches, even in some of the most technologically advanced organizations and presentations. So
absolutely.
And please just guide me. We had this going since 8 o'clock this morning, and of course, like at the minute you have to do this, there's a glitch.
Absolutely. Well, here we are. So you can let us know.
Okay. So you're going to control the slides because I can't move it down. So that's something.
No, we'll control it, and all they need to do is just say next.
Gotcha. All right. Thank you, guys. Good luck.
So we already introduced ourselves, but
you get to say next.
Yeah, next. You asked. We're here to encourage parents of young adults to tell the outcome and the dangers of e-cigarettes. Next. 27.5% of high school students and 10.5% of middle school students of the ages 10 through 14 start learning about vaping and are currently vaping. Next.
E-cigarettes have created a new trend of nicotine addiction among U.S. teens. The FDA and U.S. Surgeon General have declared an epidemic.
Can you go back to the other slide, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Our audience, millennial parents. We did a survey of 30 plus parents with children ages of 10 and up. Next. In this survey, we include the question, which is, what is your current perspective of vaping among youth? The large percentage is 54. They see it as an incompetence as underage drinking, smoking, and taking drugs. The reason they don't see it as a large issue is because underage drinking, smoking, and taking drugs is backed up by data to prove that it's bad for a youth person's body. Next.
Parents of young people. These millennial and Gen Xer parents of kids 10 to 14 see themselves as best friends to their children and are hyper-focused on helping their kids achieve success by navigating an especially stressful phase between them. Parents are aware of vaping, given the recent news cycle, but they still have many misconceptions and gaps in knowledge about e-cigarettes. Many parents feel that vaping is something that other kids, not their own, do. Given this, parents are not aware or turned it into the science of vaping. Many do not have vaping on their radars as a topic that they should address.
With vaping, we don't have those statistics yet, and we don't know the impact of this product could have on our health. Parents see this as a big problem that their kids start drinking alcohol and have a first cigarettes under the age of 18. Because they see that their friends are drinking and smoking, so they think that it's good, and they want to try also. The fact is that the more than 40 of the teens can become addicted faster from these substances because they don't realize the consequences. Parents more likely deny to their children those things that are harmless because they back by statistics. But with vaping, we don't have those statistics yet. Next. Next.
Next slide as well. She speaks all of it.
It's not just harmless water vapor. Next.
The testing has begun. Could I go to the next slide, please? Vaping crept into our children's lives and is spreading fast, without all the facts being known on the long-term risk. That said, vapes are undergoing rigorous testings on our kids. For all intents and purposes, they are considered lab rats. This campaign opens the parents' eyes to the harsh realities of vaping, so they could talk to their kids about the unknown risks now. Next slide, please. Here we have a visual representation of our campaign. It shows two teenagers hanging out after school, smoking on vapes, but in reality, they're just lab rats being tested on. Next slide, please. Here we have a more in-depth. Talk to your lab rat now about vaping. This just shows that if your kid vapes, if you vape already, you're already a lab rat, you signed the contract. And then it also says if your kid vape, they're test subject for a long-term risk. Talk to them about the unknown dangers of vaping today. Next slide. So here we have a social perspective of our campaign. On the right, you can see there's a hamster cage. It basically shows the water in there and it's connected to a jewel that's pinging off smoke. It shows that if you're already addicted to vaping, it's just the kids that are addicted to it just need as much as they need water in their life. Next slide, please.
Next.
Bringing the campaign to life. We have a little video we would like to present right now.
My name is Dr. Mario, and I'm a scientist and a doctor. I'm here to start a research looking for volunteers to find out about vaping. Hi, sir. Hi there. We're looking for volunteers to study the long-term risks of vaping. Young kids that we can use, like help them to vape, like the child, for instance. So we don't really know if vaping causes cancer.
My child volunteered to vape?
Well, yeah, let me finish.
Like a lab rat?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way. So it's like the only way we can find out. So it's all free, and
I don't want to be a lab rat.
You want my kid to be a lab rat?
Would put it that like your kid can help other kids just like to find out, like
you can't be serious. This is
What in the are you talking about? Did you escape from somewhere?
Sure,
yeah, we're gonna go.
That's crazy. That's crazy talk.
Don't let your kid be a lab rat. Talk about the unknown risks of vaping today.
Don't go away. Don't go away.
Are you muted? Unmute yourself.
Yeah, this is just a summary of it. There was a print ad, social, and live. And then the next, this is how we measure our campaign. And then the next. I just want to give a special thank you to Link 9, Harrison and Stars, and Omicron Health Group for helping.
Thank you, everyone.
Great presentation. And so we're going to have our judge, Claire Mirasala, give feedback.
Hi, I just want to commend you all and applaud how you were really calm and handled the technical difficulties with grace and confidence. I know how hard it can be. I've been in client presentations and pitches when everything goes wrong and you have to be confident and say your ideas, and they really came through. I'm really excited about your clear, concise, creative concept. It truly captured what we know about vaping what we don't know about vaping could hurt or even kill our kids, which was in the brief. And I'm impressed by your research methods. Did any of you face difficulties when developing your survey questions? Anyone can answer.
No, we didn't have no difficult doing the survey. Our company that was supporting us helped us do the survey, and they gave it out to some parents. So we just had to go put it together and put the slide together.
That's great. And then why did you decide the media placements that you chose, a print ad and Facebook? Was there any specific reason for that?
So one of the reasons we chose Facebook is because majority of parents today use Facebook. It's like that's their kind of social media. You'll find most, you won't really find a parent that is 40 years old on Snap or on Instagram maybe. That's why we chose it, that we could hit the parents direct on that. Since they're on that already, we just put it there so they could see it.
It's a really smart choice. And it really comes through and obvious in your work. And then you really captured the science-based and in-the-know personality in your mantra, as well as your copy throughout the brief. So what would your digital experience look like? Is it that live event in the film that'll be part of it?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on such a great job presenting. And really, I'm so impressed by how you handled all of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great job, John Adams. So up next, and thank you to our judge, Claire, and to Sneed. Listen, let's see who's coming up next. Business of Sports School. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
All right, well then, let's go. Let's get it.
Good morning. My name is John Yao, and we are the Business of Sports School. Our presenters are Elena Mote, Amy Tochimani, Jasmine White, Michelle Gutierrez, and Isabel Vasquez.
Uncover the uncomfortable truth with conversations.
Uncomfortable. Yes.
Uncomfortable. Yes.
2020 has been the year of the uncomfortable situations and definitely the year of the uncomfortable conversation. We need to more than ever and in the near future to start to uncover the uncomfortable truth with conversation.
So parents, we know you are just barely hanging on, working from home, helping teach your child subjects you have not thought about in years.
We are just asking you to do just one more thing. Please, we're asking you to have one more uncomfortable conversation.
The reason why this conversation may not happen in some households is because some parents may say, not my child, they are a good kid. My child tells me everything, so I don't have to worry about them vaping. Or I know my child would never vape because that's something they wouldn't do.
But if we could just get more parents to just say, just maybe my child does vape. My child may not be comfortable telling me everything. Should I talk with my child about the dangers of vaping?
What to know about what you don't know?
It's funny.
Some health concerns are health officials are not fully aware of vaping effects. There are still some uncertainties about the negative effects of vaping. Peer pressure can be a way to persuade your child to try vaping. It could even be by a classmate or from a family member. Parents, are you aware of the signs of vaping? If not, here are some examples. Even though in 2020, about 1.8 million fewer US youths are using e-cigarettes, there are still 3.6 million youths still using, meaning 8 out of 10 teens are currently using e-cigarettes.
There are different types of e-cigarettes using varieties of flavors in order to attract youth to vaping. For instance, e-cigarettes use 80% of fruit flavors, 70% of mint flavors, and 60% of cake and other dessert flavors. The global marketing for open and closed tanks have increased from $1 billion to $16 billion from 2011 to 2020. Researchers have predicted that on 2021, the marketing on open and closed tanks will cost about $20 billion. This will allow young people to have more access to e-cigarette advertisements and become influenced on vaping. E-cigarettes contain harmful chemicals that can harm your child's health. For example, aerosol contains cancer substance, diacetyl creates serious lung disease, and nicotine is highly addictive and can affect your child's brain function.
Here's what we can do to help. As a partner with the American Lung Association, we could continue speaking about the message on the harmful truths on vaping. We can do this through a source of media outlets such as billboards and mass transit areas. We can also uncover the truth with conversations by having free webinars for parents and students so they can learn more important information about the truths on vaping. The American Lung Association already has a vaping conversation guide on their website to inform parents on how to properly protect their children.
We also have partnered with 2 physicians, and they will put on a free webinar where parents and their children can watch and ask questions about vaping. The link to the website will be sent out to school principals so they can add the link to their school websites. So if you think just because your child is an A+ student, a star athlete, or maybe just a typical teenager, that this conversation would not be helpful, you don't want to be wrong. Always remember to uncover the uncomfortable truth with conversations.
Always remember to uncover the uncomfortable truth with conversations.
Always remember to uncover the uncomfortable truth with conversations.
Always remember to uncover the uncomfortable truth with conversations.
Always remember to uncover the uncomfortable truth with conversations.
Thank you.
I'm so impressed that you guys really are sticking to 7 minutes. I'm like all nervous over here timing. I'm like, how are they going to get this in? But great job. Let's see. Your coach and the judge is going to be Wendy, providing you with your feedback.
Hi, everyone. Well, I have to say I'm incredibly impressed as well. My mom was a high school English teacher and an assistant superintendent. So I grew up in education, and your presentation blew me away. First of all, you all are excellent speakers. I see you're incredibly comfortable in front of the camera. I see a career in front of the camera for all of you, if you so chose to do so. I saw most of your data was sourced, so congratulations on that. Just a few slides that were not. And you had consistent branding throughout your entire campaign, which made me very happy. Your campaign delivered a very powerful, hyper-relevant idea and mantra. It clearly outlined what success looks like. Hashtag uncover the uncomfortable truth with conversation. Your presentation was organized well, and your visuals caught my attention. Your design was clean, consistent, and not too text heavy. My only critique would be recommend slowing down the timing just a little bit between your slides. But other than that, I thought you did a really excellent job. So congratulations.
Great job. Thank you, Wendy. Who was your agency mentor?
Our agency mentor was Ezra Fox.
Ezra Fox. Thank you, Ezra. All right. Next up, who do we have? Next up is the Academy of Finance and Enterprise. Thank you all so much, Business of Sports. Academy of Finance and Enterprise, group number 1. Are you all ready to go?
Yes.
All right. Well, then we're ready to have you.
Okay, you can see that, right?
Yep.
Vapopedia. Do you really know your kids as well as you think?
Hey guys, do you want to just make it, see if you can make it full screen? At the moment, it's just a little small. I'm not sure if that's for everybody or just me.
Yeah, it's small for me.
That's better. That's better. You got it.
All right. Vapopedia. Do you really know your kids as well as you think? Presented by the Veritech team with the help of Drogify. We chose Vapopedia because we wanted parents to refer to us as a reliable database to help protect their kids and help them be aware of the dangers and risks of vaping.
Now, as parents, I'm sure we all had the same assumption. My kid, they would never. But the reality is you don't know that for sure. The sad truth is that actually 28.6% of children start to vape at the ages of 14. They're practically middle schoolers. Imagine your bundle of joy still growing, only for you to realize that they are slowly and so painfully suffocating themselves with vape. Yet that's not even all. It's how this wickedness catches them. It was reported in 2020 that most youth who reported using an e-cigarette used flavored varieties, 82.9% to be exact. This is the fearful part. Everyone knows cigarettes are bad. They smell bad, and they have a dry, deathly taste. E-cigarettes, however, don't have the reality painted on them. They are masked by deceptions of enticing flavors that hide their true nature. Your child may be draining themselves slowly, thinking it's cotton candy or some luxurious flavor appealing to their taste buds, and just eating some sweet treat of some sort, while you see them breathing out of a car exhaust with antifreeze chemicals.
Get involved now. Due to COVID-19, we can't hold live face-to-face sessions. As an alternative, we have created a Google Meet to inform parents that one day their kid could be entangled with vaping. Mondays and Wednesdays from 4:30 to 5:15, we will give parents info on the danger of vaping, the signs of addiction, the mental and physical costs, how to communicate truthfully with your kid, and what it actually looks like.
Hi, Diane. Hold on, let me see if I can do the speaker.
One way we'll promote our Google Meet virtual sessions is through Facebook. 79% of Facebook users are from the ages 18 to 49. We've provided our visitors with 2 databases to prevent addiction of vape. The American Lung Association provides a parent helpline to help teens with vape. Reaching out to parents of kids ages 10 to 14 can be best done through Facebook platforms.
Here are 2 stories that we posted on our Instagram page. These stories provide parents and kids with a hotline to call to help prevent vaping addiction before it starts. The post on the left provides a personal hotline for parents who live in the certain states to help stop either addiction before it starts. We decided to use Instagram as a way to reach out to parents and their children because this is the most used social media by a variety of ages. Also, 33.1% of Instagram's users are in the age range of 25 to 34.
Here are 2 flyers that we distributed to parents. The flyer on the left grabs the attention of their parents by asking them, do you know what your child is doing from ages 10 to 14? The flyer also promotes our virtual sessions and how we can educate parents and prepare them for the reality of society.
On the flyer on the right, there are several sentences inscribed in different languages. However, they all share one thing in common. The message, which reads, do you know your kids as well as you think you do? In New York City, there is a high level of diversity ranging from all different types of cultures, and some parents don't have the luxury of speaking English, unfortunately. It's messages like these that help warn these parents. You know, a parent that may not speak English, however, a parent still cares. It's these flyers that educate parents. They may not speak English and they may not understand the culture or the environment they're in, but they will always care for the child.
Here are sources that helped us research the topic. Thank you for your time and your attention. I'd also like to give a huge shout out to Mr. Curciolo that helped us through the experience, and I'd also like to give a big thank you to the company that worked strongly with us throughout the way, Droga 5. Also, feel free to ask any questions that you have.
Well, you made my job easier. So up next is your judge, and who's going to be providing you feedback, and that's Julius.
Hey. I love the presentation. I love the reasoning and insights for why you all chose the social media platforms that you did. Great research there. Also appreciate the notion of making the I Did interactive, which provides some virtual support for parents. I thought that was really smart. Love the notion of you all adding that flyer with the multilingual approach and showing the same message for different nationalities and celebrating diversity in that regard. Like the fact that you all provided sources for each of the insights that you all referenced. And I also think that the presentation that you all gave for the client was visually appealing. I thought that was really great. Feedback, although the presentation was visually appealing, some of the visuals used to capture the attention of the parents could have been more engaging. Especially considering that we are all more design conscious now, even the old folks, AKA the parents. I wanted to also ask a question about the flyer idea. So was that a paper-based distribution idea?
When you have a chance yes, so mainly kids from ages 10 to 14, they usually go to middle school. So now during COVID, we can't really go outside and actually be like, okay, here's a flyer because of the hesitant. And I know at least my parents will kind of feel hesitant the same. So by going out and distributing this during pickup times, as well as in the outside bulletin boards of middle schools, would kind of grab the attention of parents while they're waiting for their child.
Yeah, I think I love the notion again, and I gave kudos to the multinational approach with the bilingual flyer, but I just think that maybe you all could have used a more tech savvy way to distribute the flyer idea. And then the last thing I'll say is with all the things going on for parents, the campaign could have potentially been a little bit more engaging by way of having maybe a common thread in terms of what the campaign idea was. I think in other judging, it was just trying to figure out what the tag is. But other than that, I love the notion of it. I love the presentation. You guys did a really good job. Your presentation was very engaging how you presented it. So that's my feedback.
Thank you. Great job, you guys. Let's now, and take a deep breath. Your hard work now is just, you've presented, so now you can breathe. Edward or Amara, you guys are up next. Are you all ready?
Yes, let me share.
Okay, and hey, you guys, make sure your microphone is muted if you are not presenting. I'm hearing some feedback there.
Can you see the presentation?
I sure can.
Beautiful.
Hello, we are People Tech at Edward Morrow High School, and we have partnered with the amazing creative team at BBDO to tackle the issue of vaping. I'm Marvana Gashova.
I'm Adelina Gutek.
I'm Dylan Davidkin.
I'm Ariel Weisberg.
I'm Daniel Raza.
And I'm James Guarilio.
Our challenge is to get parents to be more educated about e-cigarettes so that they avoid misconceptions and believe that they have an important role in preventing their children from trying e-cigarettes. There are two main misconceptions. One is that parents believe their child is not the one smoking, and two, kids who do smoke believe that vaping is much less harmful than cigarettes. According to tobacco use data, they have found that 1 in 5 students use electronic cigarettes, and that 63% of the users did not know that the product contained nicotine, which is an addictive substance used in cigarettes.
After all of our research and talking with parents and kids, we have come up with our insight. E-cigarette companies are creating their products to be easily hidden among household items and are normalizing the idea of vaping by making their products look harmless. E-cigarettes that are alarmingly similar to everyday household and school items are being normalized with the misconception that vaping is safe. In our research, we discovered that there was a larger problem that parents needed to overcome before they could make a difference. They needed to know what they were looking for.
Now let me show you some examples of e-cigarettes and household items side by side so you can see how nearly identical they look. Here we have an e-cigarette and a USB. Which do you believe is the e-cigarette? Here we see that the e-cigarette's on the left and the USB's on the right. Those two look pretty similar, didn't they? Let's look at these two. One is an e-cigarette and one is your everyday water enhancer. This one's a little more difficult. Which one do you believe is the e-cigarette in this picture? Here we see that the e-cigarette's on the left and the water enhancer's on the right. This one is probably the most shocking. Now we have an e-cigarette and a pen. Which one could be the e-cigarette? It is actually the one on the right, and the pen is the one on the left. After seeing these side-by-side images of the e-cigarettes and household items, you really see how these vaping devices are nearly identical to so many everyday household products.
In response to our challenge, we want to reach out directly to parents to make them more aware of how e-cigarettes can look like everyday items, to start a conversation about the dangers of vaping. So now we introduce to you our campaign. Learn the difference, make a difference. We'll help parents learn more about e-vapes so they can make a difference in their child's life and the millions of other children who have been affected by the vape epidemic in order to end it once and for all. Our creative platform is made to be experiential in order for it to be the most impactful way to drive perception change.
Here we have a social media ad on Instagram, showing a picture of a desk filled with everyday items. The idea is to spot the vape. After you think you found them all, tap the photo to use the Instagram tag feature to reveal the results. To find out more information on the dangers of vaping, visit the link for the American Lung Association website. Here we have a digital experience on the American Lung Association website using an interactive game to spot the vape amongst these everyday items. When they are correctly identified, a red circle will appear to indicate that the vape has been found. Once all the vapes are found, the message "Learn the difference, make a difference" will pop up to inspire parents to have a conversation with their kids in order to make an impact on their children's lives.
We have chosen to partner with Amazon as another way to reach parents. This website has an active footprint across the globe that would allow our campaign to reach a large audience. Many parents use Amazon as a means of easily shopping online and inevitably need to go school shopping for their children every year. We can use this to our advantage by partnering with Amazon as a way to spread awareness about the alarming similarities between vapes and school items. Our campaign can implement it so that when a parent uses the website for school shopping, there is a chance that one of the items they click on is actually a vape. When this happens, an error message will pop up informing the parent that the item they thought was a school item was actually a vape, and if they'd like to learn more, to visit the American Lung Association website. Another way we have chosen to connect to parents is through an integration on talk shows. Certain well-known shows like Ryan and Kelly or The Today Show tend to have parents as viewers, making them the perfect way to spread our message. A celebrity guest that's also a parent, such as Will Smith, would play a physical spot the vape game with the host. Once the vapes have been revealed, the celebrity guest will explain the alarming issue of how companies are purposely disguising their products and normalizing the idea of vaping. They would cite the American Lung Association website for more information and end the session by quoting, "Learn the difference, make a difference." We believe the first step to ending the vaping epidemic is actually helping parents identify a vaping problem in their own home. And if they can learn the difference, they can make a difference. Thank you.
Great job. Let's see, Chris Magle.
Hey guys, well, this one's easy to comment on because I think you pretty much hit almost every part of the brief that was asked. I thought the challenge was articulated well. I love your insight because it's unique and it's original about how the e-cigarette products are very similar to the household items. And then you took that insight and you turned it into a creative concept that was, in my opinion, simple, direct. It's really hard not to get. And you even have, it's like kind of a gamification angle to it. So it's like spot the vape, right? And so to me, it was just so simple. It was so clear. And then you even brought that to life with your media. Like, you started with the Insta, the ALA website, but then you're like, okay, wouldn't this be cool if we did this and compared it to products on Amazon? And you got into the program integration. I just thought this was very unique, and I thought it was well thought through. The error message is brilliant. The only thing you didn't have, which you could add to this, but I think you just did fabulous, is the KPIs and like what are you trying to achieve and how are you going to measure the results wasn't in here, but even your energy presenting was very good. So huge thumbs up to this group. Well done.
Great job. You guys, can you tell me who your agency mentor was that you work with on this one?
We worked with Baby DL, the amazing team that helped us with their presentation.
And Cameron Carr.
Great job.
Great job, guys.
Okay. We're moving right along. We're like ahead of schedule, and I love that. That will give us an opportunity after we finish the last two of Group A to stretch our legs and get an opportunity to stand up and kind of shake it out. So let's keep it going. Next up, we have Jacqueline Onassis. Are you all ready?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, we're ready for you. So.
Can we all see the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Good morning. We represent Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis High School and WKPP. I will let my team introduce themselves before we proudly present.
Hi, good morning. My name is Kayla Duran. I'm a senior at Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis.
Hi, my name is Michael Rocha. I'm a senior at JKO.
Hello, my name is Jeremy Jagma. I'm also senior at JKO High School.
Hi, my name is Brandon Nguyen. I am a senior at Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis High School.
And I'm Maria Tran. And today's campaign focus is designed to reduce the vaping statistics in teens through parental guidance.
So what you are seeing on phone screen is our weekly podcast, which is called Stop Before You Knock, and it airs on evenings on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. What we do is we provide advice for our young parent listeners who have trouble understanding their teens and to give insights on the negatives of vaping. I will now pass it on to Kayla.
Thank you, Brandon. Let's start with two families who've actually joined our podcast. Let's meet the Smiths, John and Jennifer, parents of Simon. Simon, who loved basketball growing up, loved basketball growing up. He even became the point guard for his high school's team in his freshman year. But since then, he's seemed distant and off in his behavior. And worse, he's even had shortness of breath. Sadly, this led to him quitting his basketball of his sophomore year. Due to Simon's sudden change of behavior and drastic health changes, this was concerning. So they reached out to our podcast, Stop Before You Knock. We were able to give them helpful tips on how to have a conversation instead of being confrontational and to be open and patient with him. I'm glad to say that the Smiths have been keeping in touch with our podcast for the past 3 weeks with our team, and they've already seen great changes. He's even gone back to his basketball and he's quit vaping. Now let's meet the Johnsons, single mom Elizabeth and her daughter Rachel. Growing up, Rachel fell in love with tennis at a very young age. She even won medals and in various competitions growing up. Sadly though, right before she started her high school year, her grandmother passed away. This resulted in her quitting on her passion tennis and introducing her to vaping as a coping mechanism. Midway of her sophomore year, Elizabeth found a strange pen in her pencil case. Feeling worried, she thought that her daughter might have started vaping. So feeling hopeless, Elizabeth and Rachel have decided to join our podcast for the past 3 months, talking with our team weekly. We've been helping Rachel talk to her mom freely and helping Elizabeth understand what Rachel is really going through. I'm proud to say that Rachel has stopped vaping for the past month and has been joining our podcast weekly with her mom. But you may be wondering, how did the Smiths and the Johnsons come across our podcast? Back to you, Brandon.
Thank you, Kayla. So this is our Twitter page where young parents can ask their questions on our Twitter page and they'll be answered on our podcast. We also have a Facebook and an Instagram in case any teens or older parents would like to contact us with any questions. So one of our first questions is from a young parent named Sam Alberson, and he asks, why should I be concerned about my teen vaping if it's safer than smoking? Well, vaping in teens can slow brain development in teens and affect memory, concentration, and learning negatively. And with their brain development in teens not reaching their full development until their late 20s, this means that they will have slow brain development and will most likely make bad decisions in life. Another question is from a young mom named Tiffany Jones asking, how can I talk to my teens about the dangers of vaping and how to avoid it? You should not tell them the negatives immediately, as you're most likely going to get a negative response and a defensive response. Instead, try to strike a conversation and slowly ease the question towards them, and slowly tell them the negatives about vaping and set strict consequences for vaping. They'll be more likely to avoid vaping either way. Now I'll pass it all over to Jeremy.
Thank you, Brandon. Here on this side, we see the consequences of vaping. Vaping can lead to a variety of health issues. People tend to forget that this is a deadly practice and can cause you to be hospitalized. Vaping puts nicotine into the body. Nicotine is a highly addictive and can slow brain development, like what Brandon said in the previous slide, in teens, and affect memory, concentration, learning and self-control, attention, and mood. It can also increase the risk of other types of addiction later in life. Here on the screen, we have newly found issues of swollen lungs, depression, shortness of breath, and fevers, and recurrent issues we've seen in the past is lung disease, cardiovascular disease, and trouble controlling emotions and behaviors. Due to how vaping is, new effects are discovered as vaping becomes more popular among younger users. Here we have stats brought to you by the CDC as of February 18, 2020. So we have 2,807 hospitalizations nationwide. In the US, we also have 422 of the hospitalizations were with teens under 18 years old. These are teens either starting their first year of college or still in high school, or are seniors to be exact. We have 68 confirmed deaths in the 29 states out of the 50, which it doesn't seem like a lot, but as in death, I'm talking about like as you die and never come back to life. So that it's pretty serious. As you vape, it is deadly, and it's a serious situation. So now I'll pass it on to Michael.
Thank you, Jeremy. So we conducted a study with teens in each of our communities and found that the ones who vaped were affected both physically and mentally. 62.5% of the ones who vaped experienced lowered stamina and shortness of breath, while the remaining 37.5% were found to have developed some form of depression or harsh mood changes. This could also be linked to the pandemic as people use vaping as a coping mechanism. Our advice to parents on our podcast is that you need to understand your teen and provide them with room to change. Understanding your teen involves listening to their voice and learning their views. Understand the reason for their actions. Provide them with room to change. Be there for them both emotionally and physically. Reassure them that you know best and that you're their help.
Thank you, Michael. So this is a quote that we have seen and really felt personal. Addiction is the only prison where the locks are on the inside. And it's a constant reminder of our mission to encourage parents and remind them that they lend a helping hand in helping their children overcome their struggles. And finally, we'd like to extend our thanks to the judges for listening to our presentation. We'd also like to thank our teacher, Ms. McMahon, Mr. Witter, Lisa Tepper, and Rachel Day for making this possible. Hashtag stop before you knock. Thank you.
Great job, guys. As the parent of a 16-year-old, these presentations are getting to me. Maybe I don't know my daughter as well as I think I do. So I think your messages, all of them, are spot on because they're making us think. Let's see, we have Cheryl as the feedback.
Thank you so much, JKO. I think there was a lot of really important consumer insights in your presentation, and that is such a big part of what we do. We talk a lot about research, but the insights, the human truths that people are going through, when we can tap into that to come up with an idea that resonates, that's the magic. And I think you guys are onto something. Thank you for doing that primary research with teens in your communities to find out why they're using. I think that sometimes, all too often, people think, oh, because it's the cool thing to do, or we're bored. But I think you guys introduced the concept well that everybody needs coping mechanisms, especially now. And this is one that's accessible to teens. And of course, the industry is teeing it up. I had a question for the team about why you decided that the podcast would be your hero tactic. Why was that the center of what you're recommending today?
Oh, I can answer that. So we wanted to start with podcasts, but because we feel like it's kind of simplistic and in a way that parents could listen to on their free time. Because you put a podcast on your phone, you set your phone down, you get to work, you work around the house or something. And we do it in the evenings because that's usually the only time parents have to themselves. They have to go pick up the kids. Maybe they got to go to work, have stuff to do during the day. And during the evenings, they have some time to themselves, maybe, you know, before bed or something like that. And, or maybe while they have to clean the house, they put the podcast on their phone, they set it down, and they listen while they work.
Thanks so much, Michael. I appreciate that. I think if I can offer you, you know, something from constructive point of view, it would have been good to maybe include that when you were introducing the concept of the podcast. I think you did a great job of telling the kind of information you would share in the podcast, that parents, you take one individual family, but of course there's lessons for other families, in there. I would have loved if you would have explained, we chose this medium because it's something, all of the things you just said, it would have helped lay rationale for why that was the focus. I think it would have also been strong if you would have explained who's delivering the advice through the podcast. Are you getting a team of experts? Are you talking to families who've come on the other side of a vaping addiction? Whatever that setup is, that this would be a place not only where they could, have the podcast on in the background, but that they would get valuable, credible advice for their families. And then lastly, what I thought was missing, though you did share that there would be social media channels to coincide with the podcast, you didn't include any promotional information. How would people learn that Stop Before You Knock exists? So I didn't see any sort of elements of to let people know.
Okay. We did have promotion from someone in our Twitter slide.
Okay, got it.
Jill Biden.
Okay.
She also tweeted about that.
Okay. You know what? I missed that. So that one might have been highlighted a little bit more. Forgive me. There you go. Dr. Jill, front and center. So forgive me for not seeing that, but that's a big deal. A tweet from Dr. Jill would mean it all. Maybe there's an arrow on that when you're presenting information that you don't want people to glance over. So anyway, those are nitpicks because you guys did a fantastic job and you really brought it to life using real stories of families who are suffering through it and really starting to delve into why. It's not as easy as quit. There's reasons underneath it. So thanks for introducing that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. Great job. And in last but not least, in our Group A lineup is Francis Lewis, group number 2. Are you guys ready? And Cheryl, great feedback. All the judges, great feedback. I really like this immediate feedback. It's really helpful.
Is that the one labeled MC or CP?
Yes, that's your team, Michael.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we're great. Okay, so we're getting ready. 11:20, start.
We see a pattern time and time again in each generation. With the world constantly changing, we ignore the signs. Big corporate smoking companies continue to make a profit off of our children, and the consequences fall upon their health. One Juul pod can contain about 20 cigarettes worth of nicotine, which is a highly addictive stimulant, and about 50% of Juul users are minors. That could be your child. That can be their peers pressuring them to vape. Don't let your child fall into the same cycle. Recognize the signs and help promote anti-vaping to minors. Good morning. We are from Francis Lewis High School, representing Matchwear. This is our ad campaign, The Fight Isn't Over. My name is Ada.
My name is Elisa.
My name is Gabriel.
My name is Josiah.
My name is Julie.
My name is Catherine.
My name is Sherry.
And my name is Taylor.
Today, we'll be presenting our research, strategy, and solution. Our objective is to develop a big idea and mantra for anti-vaping, including cross-channel campaign executions targeting millennials and Gen X parents. Next, we will discuss the research that we conducted. More than 3 million high school students are vaping. That is more than 15% of the student population in the United States. However, many parents are still not aware of what vaping is. 36% of middle and high school students' parents have no awareness of Juul, and only 44% of parents can identify a picture of a jewel as a type of e-cigarette.
Or if they are aware of what vaping is, they don't understand the health risks. Parents have misconceptions about vaping, as you can see from these stats. 20% of Gen X and 24% millennials believe that e-cigarettes are harmless. 22% of Gen X and 24% millennials believe that you cannot be addicted to e-cigarettes. And 27% of Gen X and 29% of millennials believe that flavored e-cigarettes are less damaging than non-flavored e-cigarettes, which is false because certain flavors contain chemicals that can cause serious health side effects. Now, you may believe that the smoking problem was solved, right? You may ask, weren't anti-smoking campaigns successful? As you can see from the data gathered by the American Lung Association, cigarette smoking rates have fallen amongst the youth from 27% in 1991, briefly increased to a peak of 36% in 1998, back down to 8.8% in 2017. And these are some examples of advertisements used to stop the promotion of smoking cigarettes. Strong evidence proves that graphic, hard-hitting anti-tobacco ad works, and those that evoke strong negative emotions perform better than those that do not. Hard-hitting media campaigns are not only effective at promoting quitting smoking, but they also reduce youth initiation. But wait, even though cigarette usage amongst the youth decreased, the usage of e-cigarettes amongst the youth increased. As you can see from this graph, it shows the growth of e-cigarette usage in both high school and middle school students. So really the problem is that children smoking cigarettes morphed into the problem of children vaping and using e-cigarettes. To stop this epidemic, we came up with a strategy to tackle this problem.
Older generations have been led to believe that the problem of substance abuse in the youth is no more. However, it has simply evolved from tobacco to vaping. With the problem of vaping growing in our current society, it has become very apparent that work must be done. Our campaign will contribute to lessening the problem of vaping through raising awareness and heightened and specific advertising. Next, our solution will be discussed. With an easy-to-remember hashtag, the fight isn't over, and facts that are relevant to our target audience reflecting the teen vaping problem, our advertisement is sure to turn heads. This ad is meant to target the assumption that vaping is a safe alternative to cigarettes and tobacco and is promoted on multiple social media platforms such as Instagram and Facebook. Compared to other social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook dominate with millennials reaching a max of 59 million users and Gen X reaching a max of 45 million users.
Similar to advertisements we see in the subways, the goal of ours is for parents to understand that e-cigarettes can essentially be anywhere. They can be easily hidden and, even worse, harder to identify. In the 1990s, teens would use regular cigarettes and end up addicted. In modern day 2020, teens are now addicted to electronic cigarettes instead. Different years, same problem. To fix this, when parents find the vapes, or even beforehand, they can have discussions about the vapes, validate their child's feelings, and find ways to motivate their child. From then on, as they spend time together, teenagers will have less time to go against wishes, but trust between both parties can be built. In conclusion, with our solution of promotional education through advertisements, it will cause both parents and teens to not only learn the dangers of vaping, but also evoke open discussion and communicate about the subject to end vaping. We would like to thank you all for your time and give a big thanks to our great teacher, Mr. Cotignola, and our amazing mentors at Publicis NA and Viva Women of Color for all their help.
You guys, really good job. Let's see, feedback is Julius.
Yes. Yeah, I second that, Erica. They did a really good job. You all seemed very comfortable in front of your Zoom cameras. So awesome. So I think I love the fact that in the presentation, the appendix was so robust. It provides depth of research. You all didn't present that, but I was able to see it. So I thought that was pretty great. I love the throwback visual used in the opening. It felt very nostalgic, like old 80s movies. So that spoke to the fact that I am older than y'all. So thank you for that. I love the tag in the opening too. The fight isn't over. I thought that was really slick. And you're right, it isn't. And I also thought that the thinking and strategy for why you all plan to do what you do was very well thought out. And I like the fact that you all sourced some of those insights. Feedback, though, would be would have loved to have had the thread of the tag connect a bit more. It felt like the campaign got lost in some of the activation ideas, and that some of the visuals just weren't consistent and how you all were going to move forward. One of the questions I had, although I appreciate the appendix, and you all didn't present it, from a client standpoint, I was just wondering why you all provided so much depth in terms of the appendix that you provided. It was like half of the presentation. Question.
Somebody.
Basically, we conducted a lot of research, and it was really hard to like cut down the information. So we prioritized the key points to put in the main presentation and appendix the rest.
Okay. Yeah, I just would have loved to have had less of the appendix and more of the substance about the idea. To, I think, a point made earlier, if you all weren't in the room and I had to walk myself through this idea, I would have loved to just be able to follow it in the same way that you all presented it so beautifully. But other than that, I thought the concept was really strong. So thank you.
Thank you.
Is that Julius? Okay. So listen, we are now going to do, let's see, Maya. How many minutes do we have for you in the breakout rooms with the judges for group?
That's at the end of Group B presentations. However, right now we're going to just take a quick 5-minute stretch. You guys can get some water, just wiggle your arms around. Don't leave the Zoom, but just get yourself a quick 5 minutes. We'll be right back at 11:35 to begin with Group B. Thank you, guys.
Great. Thank you. Hi, judges, Cheryl and Claire and Chris and Wendy. Can you guys join Maya over in the breakout room?
Do, 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 do. I had to, Erica, sorry. You're on mute.
And we're back.
And we're back. Are we back?
Yes, we are.
Awesome. I'm looking at you, Chris. Okay, let's see. Let me get back over here. I was so busy. I still got Jeopardy going on in my head, Chris.
Sorry about that. I had to.
Okay, so group, we're going to start with Academy of Finance and Enterprise, Group 2. Are you with me?
Yep. Hello. Hi, everyone.
Great. Okay, make sure, and I've got all my judges. We are at 11:37. Let's go.
Okay, I can share my screen. I'm good to go.
Yes, you're good to go. Share your screen.
Okay.
Can you make it larger? I feel
Are you
okay.
Are you seeing it now?
I can see it now. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. We're excited to speak with you today from the team at PAVE, or
Peer.
Academic.
Virtual. Education.
We are proud to present our Ad Council campaign in collaboration with Droga 5 regarding the growing issue of vaping.
Today, we'll be giving you some of the highlights of how we will combat this problem.
As we all know, there's severe consequences of vaping, especially as it relates to adolescent health.
But don't worry, we'll take you through our plan to combat this issue, starting with parents.
We outlined how to make an impact on teen and even preteen that may be caught with vaping.
We eventually found that parents are the most influential people in their children, and targeting them will be the most effective way.
This brought up more questions on how to incentivize parents to actually make an impact on their children's anti-vaping journey.
Obviously, we're not parents, but we discovered that parents hold a USB of memories to their children, including many moments that are memorable to them.
Since parents cared for them yesterday,
now they must care for them today.
Using parents' flashbacks of their experiences with their children, we can inspire them to protect the health of their kids at all costs.
Since teen vaping is found to cause a host of issues down the line, we strive to only find the most effective advertising methods. We focused on only the most important resources for parents, giving them information relating to the symptoms experienced by adolescents. such as how over 70% of teen vapers experience symptoms ranging from nicotine withdrawal to even strokes. Doing so allowed us to zone in on our target market, using memories to emphasize care for them yesterday and pushing for action by incentivizing parents to care for them today and tomorrow as well. Here's an example of how we plan to use a combination of humor and memories in order to push for actual change in a video form.
Hi, here at PAVE, we stand for vaping. Yes, I said it. I mean, look at all these random smiling people. Don't you want your child to grow up and be this happy? Do the right thing and give your child a vape today. This video is a complete lie. These random happy people have never touched a vape. Vaping can cause death, stroke, lung and heart disease, nicotine addiction, and weight loss. You cared for your children yesterday, do the same today.
Through using videos like these, we can actually enact change that we want to see in the world.
We especially believe in how we can combine these videos with social media as well.
We strategically picked our platforms to receive the most efficient engagement, specifically Instagram and Facebook.
Starting with Instagram, we found that even though it consumes the lives of teens and adolescents alike, it's hard to say the same can be said for parents. A network that opens the possibility for communications, education, and awareness, this site is simply a perfect platform for parents. Instagram allows the user to create visually appealing content that can be shared on various platforms to increase market reach. As we clarified before, our market consists of using parents as the catalyst between children and their behaviors. Platforms like Instagram gives us the advantage as a campaign to guide the target with what we want them to know, feel, and question regarding this issue. As you can see from our highlights, we use images that parents can empathize with, which tactically pushes for action. We even make sure that with every visual, we provide resources to allow them to care for them tomorrow.
Instagram really is great. It provides an appealing way to connect with others through pictures, but let's not forget how useful Facebook can be as well. Although it doesn't have the same visual stimulus, it's great for starting conversations. Posts on Facebook tend to be more detailed and informational, as the conversation between the viewer and the poster is encouraged by the platform. Instagram reels in the audience, and Facebook breaks it down and explains the details to them. It can also be an amazing way to attract older audiences, as the user base for Facebook tends to lean more towards the ages of 25 and up. This also coincides with the average age of parents during the birth of their children being 25 to 35.
Social media is indeed a very effective tool to our campaign. Now we can dive deeper into our next strategy of advertising, displays. Displays are essential to portray a sense of urgency for parents once they repetitively see online advertisements to play as a reminder for them to take the initiative now. From driving on the highway for a road trip, viewing a billboard, to scrolling online through Google Ads, to even walking down the street and glance at a paper glued on a glass door of a coffee shop. All of these are flags that could incentivize parents to pave their children away from vaping and care for them today just as they did yesterday.
In addition to display, parents want the variable advertising technique that we can use to help us market our campaign to our aiding parents. One thing that is treasured between children and parents are memories, spanning from birthday celebration to camping, and even watching sunset together. Parents, as we mentioned, are huge influence, and we plan to emphasize that parent-child relationship is vital to our prints. In a time where vaping has become a new trend, it's even more essential for parents to understand that it is their job to counsel their child away from vaping and toward a healthier lifestyle.
Here are some ways you can learn and own your journey as a parent to become your child's role model in ending this issue. For example, as a parent, you shouldn't smoke, as it would increase the chances of your child smoking too, where the kid would follow the adult figure and their actions.
You should show perseverance and strong presence as parent and quit bad behavior as well as start with you.
Having these outlines to print will hit our target market, as 40% of 50 to 64 age range are impacted by this type of medium.
Yes, of course, Aya, but we will also be engaging parents through an American Health Lung Association website campaign.
Some of our ideas include pushing for photo submissions of memories that parents or their children may cherish, which could build on their relationship.
Another will provide mentorship on speaking with your children through informative video counseling.
It will even provide additional resources on lung health directly on the website.
Combining all these different efforts will allow us to use every single advertisement strategy that we mentioned before to help parents as they cared for them yesterday to now care for them today. Thank you for the opportunity to present and for the collaboration with Droga 5 to make our Ad Council campaign possible.
Great job, you guys. Lindy, you giving us some feedback.
Okay, hey, thank you guys. Thank you for the presentation. I appreciate that. All right, so the creative brief outlined, basically 10 different buckets to hit. And you did tick off quite a few of the boxes. You're targeting parents as your best friend. How can they play an important role in preventing children from trying e-cigarettes? And, let's have a proactive and important conversation about the dangers of trying e-cigarettes. And you did target a cross-channel campaign for social, out of home, and print. But the one thing that I'm struggling here with is your campaign strategy as far as the key messaging and an overarching language, design, and color. I just saw a lot of different messages on each of your platforms. Basically a different message on Instagram, Facebook, out of home, and print. So I'd like to hear from you guys. Like on Instagram is about big, beautiful photography. And here I see text. So could you walk me through a little bit more about what the strategy is here, so I understand? I see what to do yesterday and today, which I think is great, and that taps into the nostalgia that you want to tap into with the parents.
Yeah, definitely. I can speak to that
Okay.
And maybe ease some of your concerns there. So the main message, even through I think you'll see it throughout our deck as well, is that we want parents to care for them today just as they did yesterday. That's our main message everywhere, even on our Instagram and on our Facebook, and you'll see it branded through everything that we did. Right? And we used a lot of the resources that Instagram and Facebook provide. Like, for example, as I scroll through these highlights, I know you're saying like beautiful photography for parents. We want to encourage these memories to kind of be like emblazoned into their minds when they're talking about this specific topic, because it's a very difficult topic to even speak about with the children.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But for example, I'll look to Instagram where you said like there's a lot of text. Specifically, we went and we wanted to give parents the statistics, right? And it's very difficult to do that on Instagram, but we thought we did it in a unique way where it's not necessarily any issue for the parent to find this information, and it's giving them resources directly where they can find it. And it's the same thing on Facebook, where it allows them to foster that conversation. And we hope that parents can use the information that we mentioned on our deck, pair it with the social media campaign and the video campaign in order to kind of have a complete view of how they want to have this conversation with their children.
Okay. All right. Thank you for going into that in more detail. My recommendation would be to go into that in more detail for your presentation. So, for Facebook, it's more about friends and family. So just elaborate on that a bit more. And then for Instagram, elaborate on what you just did.
Great. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So let's get to our next group. Our next group is Forest Hills High School. Are you guys good and ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, all right. And we'll start in, let's start at 11:50. So we've got just a couple more minutes. It'll be
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And we're ready.
Hello all, my name is Aziza Husanova, and this is the Break That Barrier Anti-Vaping Campaign 2020. And we are the team of Forest Hills High School. The issue is that
E-cigarettes have created a new increasing trend of nicotine addiction among United States teens. More than 27% of United States high school students and 10.5% of middle school schoolers currently vape. In September, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention launched an investigation into vaping-related lung disease, which has affected over 2,000 people and is connected to over 40 deaths.
Did you want to put this on presentation? I'm sorry. Did you want to put
I
this?
was gonna do that, but for some reasons, like I can't, the slideshow is not showing up on my side.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead. Then go ahead. I won't dock any time for that. Go
Wait.
ahead.
Oh, good. It's big enough for us, Erica.
Okay. Great. Go ahead. I'm so.
I got it now.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Should I restart or?
No. Just, yeah, pick up where you were. Go to the next one. We're good.
With our ads, we are targeting parents of young people ages 10 to 14. 10 to 14, I repeat. Why? Many parents feel that vaping is not something their own kids do. Therefore, they don't know the signs of vaping and the consequences of vaping. Another misconception that parents usually have is that e-cigarettes are safer, therefore shouldn't be a concern. Our big idea for our anti-vaping campaign is to show parents it's important for parents to talk to their kids about vaping and its long-term effects. If parents don't have these conversations regularly, someone else will. It can be daunting, but you need to break that barrier. Our media plan includes social media, out of home, national TV, podcast. Now I'll pass the mic on to my partner, Gurleen.
Hi, my name is Gurleen. For our social media plot, we chose Facebook because it allows us to reach our target ideal audience. Studies show that age group of 18 to 49 has a 79% use on Facebook. Our plan is to create a video and static ads, such as the one shown on the right. Now I would like to introduce Alexander.
Hi, my name is Alex. Our plan is to run video and static ads on national TV. We will be airing from 8 to 10 p.m. We will be on CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC. We are trying to reach parents that want their kids to stop vaping. More than 70 million people on average in the world watch these channels displayed. Now I would like to introduce my partner, Yaksun.
Hi, I'm Yaksun, and I'm going to introduce our podcast ads. We would like to be involved in the field of podcast and reach more parents to be informed about our messages. In 2020, 55% of Americans 12 or older have listened to a podcast, and nearly a quarter of the US population listen to a podcast regularly, according to the podcast statistics for 2020. As voiced and styled by podcast hosts work particularly well, podcast listeners have a close and intimate relationship with hosts. Since they have established deep trust, listeners tend to listen to them and follow them. As they're relevant to the podcast, are also more effective as with any medium. On the right side, we provide a script for hosts, so we expect podcast ads will persuade parents more effectively from emotional approach to communicate with their children, making them realize the importance of anti-vaping actions and tell them what difficulties their children are facing and what exactly they can do for their children directly through the host's voice. We would like to set our ads at the prime time for listening on the weekdays between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. during drive time. A mirror placement is the best as listeners are more likely to skip prior ads and tend to stop listening at the end of the podcast. And now I am going to pass it on to Angel.
Hi, I'm Angel, and I'm going to be talking about why we want to do out-of-home ads. Well, 5.5 million people use public transit every day in New York City alone. Most of the parents use these means of transportation to go to their workplace every day. We would also put our ads on billboards so that we could still get our point across to our audience who don't use public transit as means of transportation. Our ads for buses, trains, billboards will include reasons why the parents should initiate conversations with their kids about this vaping epidemic. Along with that, We would also include facts, information about vaping and its consequences. We would also want to do brochures. Now, why brochures? Well, they are more effective and pocket friendly. We want to share more in-depth information about vaping and its consequences to the audience. Our plan is to give away these brochures at Times Square, Central Park, and Grand Central and other popular places. We plan on handing out these brochures at 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. because it is more populated at those hours. And I'm going to pass it on to David.
Hello, my name is David. We understand that it is difficult for parents to start off a conversation about vaping. These conversations will never be easy. However, there are ways to come across the issue without sounding harsh. We set up a toolkit that helps parents to begin this important conversation in a calm and rational way. The toolkit explains the reasons why children in general want to start vaping. It also guides parents to set expectations. We set up a one-question quiz for parents after they read the article. This one-question quiz has 2 parts to it. The first part will ask, why do kids start vaping? The second question will be, with your personal experience with your child, what is the best way for you to start off the conversation? I will now pass the mic along to my partner, Aziza.
So, how do we measure success? For our website, we will use trafficking that will show us how many users visited our page, whether it's a new or returning user, and how much time did the users spend on our site. For our Facebook page, we will measure success based on the number of likes, comments, shares, views, and click-through rates. On our Facebook page and on our website, we will have a pop-up email subscriber list because it makes the audience more engaging, and we will be able to educate them further with any resource or news. For our out-of-home ads, we will measure success based on the completed actions, since all of our ads include call to action. Now I would like to pass the mic on to David.
All right, this is the end of our presentation. A special shout out to our partners, Essence, specifically Ms. Janice and Ms. Mandy, and of course, Mr. Saddam. Thank you for watching.
And we also would like to say thank you so much for Ad Club for giving us the opportunity to work on this great campaign.
Thank you. Great job. Let's see, who will be providing? Claire, providing feedback. Great.
Well, great job. I just want to echo what Erica just said. I really noticed that you captured a clear research strategy audience. You focused on the misconceptions, which was really spectacular. Having those little moments throughout your presentation where you talked about them gave your presentation some life. I also really appreciated the fantastic podcast research. I looked at your presentation before this event, and you've answered all of the questions that I had before. So you should be really proud of that. I think one thing that I noticed as you went through is Break That Barrier is used in different fonts and has a different look and feel for different media. And I don't know if that was intentional or if it just didn't come together.
We use different fonts, so our message, break that child-parent barrier, is clearly and obvious and is shown clearly. That's why the font is different, and it was on purpose.
Okay. And then I think one other note that I would have is if you're going to measure your success based off of how many people visit the website, just weaving that throughout. I know it's in the podcast script, but in some of the social posts, maybe pointing someone to the website will just make your campaign a little more successful. But really fantastic job.
At the end of on top of the pictures on all of our ads, we have call to actions. If you guys would like to learn more, please follow us on our Facebook page, Break That Barrier 2020, or visit our website, breakthatbarrier2020.com.
Great. Oh, Erica, we can't hear you.
Here I am saying so many wonderful things that I can't remember, but I can remember this. The sentiment is great job. I love the confidence, and that is key. So keep that confidence. Next up, we have High School of Economics and Finance.
Hello.
Hello. Are we ready to get started?
Yes.
All right. Ready when you are.
Okay. Good morning. We're the Ad Features team for High School of Economics and Finance. My name is Stephanie Fernandez.
My name is Francis Pacas.
My name is Carlos Nazario.
My name is Susanna Lowe.
And today we will be talking about the advertising campaign against vaping among youths.
So let's begin.
Target audience. As we all know, every advertisement has a target audience whom they are trying to reach out to. Our target audience are millennials and Generation Xers, who are the parents of teenagers, middle schoolers, and high schoolers. Parents are in denial due to the fact that they don't want to admit that their kids are vaping and or they are not aware, which leads to the issue.
The issue. E-cigarette use among high school students in the United States has exponentially grown up to 900%, causing a drug epidemic across the United States. As a result, nearly 3,000 e-cigarette users have developed severe lung disease. As of January of 2020, a decade leading up to 2020 has helped e-cigarettes to become normalized among youth. As Time magazine once said, marijuana vaping is on the rise among teenagers, and this is no surprise. So what are we going to do to counterattack the vaping industry? A multi-pronged strategy. First, we'll attack through the out-of-the-home vaping campaign, using LED screens and posters as an effective way to communicate the dangers of vaping. Furthermore, we'll assault through social media posts, warning of the long-term effects of vaping in order to effectively bring attention to our generation's vaping habits. We'll then finalize with the Othello mini play, which is a form of a strategic sponsorship content that communicates the dangers of vaping in an interactive way to approach parents.
The OH campaign, or out-of-home campaign, consists of informing parents on the shocking truth of vaping and its consequences through big LED screens and posters. Parents are going to see these billboards and posters when they go to Costco, shopping malls, supermarkets, subway stations, or bus stations. Here is an outline of what we plan to do that will resonate onto parents to take action.
Wake up before your child doesn't.
This poster is very effective because as people pass by, they will be able to easily capture the consequences of vaping, as well as being very memorable and visually practical. This gives us a visual representation on what vaping can cause the lungs to look like. People could also use the QR code on the bottom right.
Talking to folks, and then just what the interview structure.
On the bottom right corner of the poster for further more information on in the American Lung Association's website.
The social media ad. This is another type of advertisement we will launch to make parents aware of vaping. By posting ads all over Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, which are the top 3 most trending social media apps that parents use. Social media makes it easier to aware parents of what is vaping and what can be the long-term consequences. Our objective is to emphasize that vaping during adolescence is universal. The next slide shows the long-term consequences of vaping. So, as you can see, the before and after of teenagers vaping. These are real-life scenarios of teenagers. On the left, we see the teenager before vaping, and on the right, we see the long-term consequence that comes after you vape. So parents, please, don't let this be our new generation. Stop vaping now. For more information, you can scan the QR code that takes you to the American Lung Association.
Lastly, our last strategy begins at home when parents are not looking at posters or billboards or have access to social media. We plan to introduce the consequences of vaping through the recreation of Othello's Act 1 and Scene 1. We plan to partner with Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime Videos to display the Othello mini play as a form of free media placement for the American Lung Association and the Shakespeare Society. We also plan to cast famous role models and activists such as former President Barack Obama, who began smoking as a teenager and had to quit in 2013 for the presidency. Following is the execution of the play. So for today, Iago will be played by Susanna Lowe, Rodrigo will be played by Carlos Nazario, and Rebencio will be played by me. The execution.
Are your doors locked, sir?
Yes, why you ask?
Sir, you've been robbed.
Thieves, Thieves, you have taken your child to death's door. The devil is your child's best friend.
Have you lost your wits? Who are you?
I am the voice you should hear. Your child has transported with no words but with the fogs of addiction and unknown substances.
O profane wretch, you speak against my child.
Your child has fallen to the magic of strawberry water smokes. They infiltrate into your child's brain and corrupts its conscience. It affects its rationality. It turns it into an uncontrollable, angry beast, charmed by the exhilarating nature of dopamine delusion.
But you say it's water vapor. It's nothing.
Popcorn lungs, sir. He slowly dies. He is not in his bedroom.
You are a villain.
But you are a parent.
Heavy metals and volatile organic compounds will account for his death.
Oh, fathers, can still be aware of their actions. It is my duty as a parent. I must patiently talk to him today morning. Farewell, good senior.
End of scene.
Special thanks to Mr. John Jenkinson,
Miss Melanie Gaffey,
Miss Yolanda Hainsworth,
Miss Christina Heidi,
and Ms. Donna Thomas.
From Gray Global Group, an advertising company and virtual enterprise. Thank you so much.
Great. Is that a radio ad? Did I miss that? Was that going to be a radio ad, or is that just a commercial? Is that the enactment that you just did?
This is the enactment that we're planning to use for the campaign.
I love that. Okay, so let's see. We have Chris is going to be providing feedback for you guys.
Hey guys. So you have a huge score from me for originality.
Thank you.
Because first of all, I didn't have any, when I read this presentation this week, I didn't know what the heck Othello mini play was. And I still am not quite sure. Can you explain to me how this Othello mini play will take place on these streaming platforms? Are you filming this? And
Yes.
it's video, and it's going to be like a 1 minute thing or a 2 minute thing that just is going to be distributed on these platforms?
Yes, this is going to be a play acted by some like role models and a few activists. So this is to bring awareness, and this will take about 1 minute. So this will play before a show that most parents would watch. So this is according to the algorithm of Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon Prime Videos.
Got it. All right. So that is super breakthrough. I think it's a fabulous idea, and I'm still kind of digesting it because I think it's so cool. And I think the overall presentation, clear insight, target audience definition, clarified the issue really well. You're right up front with what your media approach is. It's going to be out of home, it's going to be social, and it's going to be this unique mini play format. And I think your use of the technology in the out of home space, like the use of QR codes, and I think super smart. And you got into how you're going to deal in social as well. So the only piece of feedback I have on this is, I think what was missing a little bit for me is there a big creative concept, a big creative hook, a vehicle that ties every one of these tactics together? The out of home, the mini play, and the social executions. I'm going to give you a chance to respond to that because I want to know what you think your creative thread is.
So our creative thread, if you can go up to the poster of the outline, we put it over there saying, "Wake up before your child doesn't," is to aware parents of like the consequences if you're too late, if your child is already vaping, which parents aren't even aware of. So it's to like give them acknowledgement and wake them up saying, hey, this could be your child.
And so this concept of wake up before your child doesn't is going to carry through to this, to the social, to the mini play.
Yes.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, the only thing I would say is I didn't quite get that thread. And when I looked at the visuals of this and the social, they were quite different. So I think with any campaign that you're trying to get this message that you're trying to get through is very important. You're really clear on who you're speaking to and how you're getting to them. excellent. The media selections, the innovation of how you want to get the message across, super amazing. The only thing that didn't feel quite connected was the creative, the visualization of it, your depiction of it, and how it looks across all of the different channels you're using. It's a little bit different, but I respect the originality of it. I think it's amazing. So the only other last thing would be is how you're going to measure results, and how are you going to continually monitor as the campaign's going forth. How are you going to make sure it breaks through to as many of the folks you're trying to reach as it does? But overall, I just cannot say enough about the originality of that Othello mini play. I just think that's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I agree. Great job. So we're going to have a real quick, I just want to make sure that the next school that comes up is Susan E. Wagner. We had initially had we initially had Cheryl being the judge on this, but we're going to switch that because we realized that Julius was providing feedback twice for Francis Lewis. And so we want to give every judge an opportunity to provide feedback for different schools. So Julius, are you up for that change?
Yep.
Okay, great. All right, so up next is Susan Wagner. Susan E. Wagner, excuse me. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
We're ready when you are.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So today we're here from Susan E. Wagner. My name is Bernice Reyes.
Hi, my name is Delana Scanderi.
Hi, my name is Miriam Ponce. Hi, my name is Jackie Lasalo.
My name is Shamatini Ranasinghe.
Hi, my name is Celine Harman Busher.
Hi, my name is Aziz Koja.
Is that smoke?
Is that a jewel? Is that a mile?
Is that a puff bar?
Is that a stick?
Is that a vape pen?
Is that nicotine?
Are you a concerned parent? Well, here at this campaign, we will guide you.
Did you know that vaping is the action or practice of inhaling and exhaling vapor that contains flavors and nicotine, which is highly addictive? It majorly affects your lung and your heart. You are at higher risk for heart attack and lung failure, which could possibly lead to death. Vaping has become very popular in the past few years, especially in teens. Teens feel all types of emotions and think that vaping will help them solve their problems. I will now pass it on to Shamadini.
Thank you, Jackie. The need isn't being met. Parents miss the warning signs. Many teens today turn to vapors. Kids feel lonely, stressed, and peer pressured. And I will pass it to Bernice.
Thank you, Shamudini. Vaping has affected many people in society, such as health problems, personal preference, and the environment. Health problems. There has been an outbreak of lung injuries and deaths. Did you know that over 60 deaths have been confirmed due to e-cigarettes and vaping products? Personal preference. Many people find vaping is unpleasant, so you should respect the request of individuals and not vape around them. The environment. E-cigarettes contain heavy metals such as nickel, lead, and other harmful metals, as well as nicotine, which leads to the environment being harmful. I'll now pass it on to Aziz.
Thank you, Bernice. So as you can see, the nicotine is the primary agent in both regular cigarettes and electronic cigarettes. It causes you to crave smoke withdrawal and suffer withdrawal symptoms. It is also a toxic substance and it is an addictive substance. And the effects of it is that it can slow brain development, it can affect your mood, attention, learning. It can also affect your self-control, concentration, and it can affect your memory. And now I will pass it to Celine.
Thank you, Aziz. Did you know among high schoolers who use e-cigarettes, a larger share are heavy users, which means they vape on the most days of the month. Heavy users now account for 39% of all high school users, up from 34% last year. As you can see the graphs shown in the slide, you can actually see the rates of vaping is going higher and higher each year. Now I will pass it on to Julona so she can walk us through the solutions.
Thank you, Celine. The solution, hashtag hang tough, don't puff. Keep an eye out for vaping products. If your friends pressure you to vape, say no. If you have an addiction, seek some help from a trusted adult. Be self-aware and have patience with yourself, taking it step by step, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. Find new coping skills like meditating, yoga, or sports such as running, basketball, baseball. Do test runs where you stop certain days so you get into the habit of stopping. Do not turn to vape or drugs when in need of emotional support, but rather talk to a therapist, a trusted adult, or a trusted friend. I will now pass it on to Marian.
Thank you, Jelona. Our parental guidance, tips for parents of at-risk children. Set a good example and maintain an open dialogue. Think more than cigarettes, think about their health and their life. Don't pressure your kids and establish a smoke-free home. Prepare your kids for peer pressure and begin talking with your kids about smoking and vaping at an early age. It's never too late. Take action now. I will pass it on to Vernice so she can walk us through our goals.
Thank you, Miriam. Here at this campaign, we have many goals. We want to advertise partnerships targeting parents. We will have a Netflix airs a 30-second PSA highlighting the dangers of vaping. Not only do we want to target parents, we want to target children as well. We will have a 15-second ad on all social media introducing Hang Tough, Don't Puff. We will also have a parent guide, a resource toolkit, and a website at www.hangtoughdon'tpuff, where you can access at any time when your child is in need.
This is the video we created to bring awareness to the situation.
Here, this will make you feel better.
So this is cool. I'll try.
What is that?
I'm actually trying something new.
I don't think it's really good to school.
Why not?
Because it affects your lungs and it's really bad and you feel the cost of it. So I definitely feel like you should not, and it's not really good. I've known people who've done that and it did not end up good.
Oh, okay.
You should definitely try like yoga, maybe some exercises if you have problems. Or if anything, talk to a trusted adult if you have problems.
Have you tried nicotine?
Actually, I've tried this. My friend suggested it to me, but it hasn't been working for me.
You should try this one.
What's that?
It's just a better version of it.
Yeah?
It makes you feel very relaxed.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! Ambulance! 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 Somebody come help us! Come over here, dog! What happened? What happened? He started vaping and I don't know what happened. I just saw him laying on the floor. I'm worried this time he's gonna be okay. Let's check his heart. I'm sorry. We can't do anything about it. The young vaper passed away. This is why he shouldn't be.
On behalf of my team, we would like to thank our mentors, Destiny Chambers and Lauren Ziegler, for helping us make this presentation to life.
I think that's really cool that you guys went out and actually acted out your PSA or your commercial. I love that. Let's see. So Julius, what do we have?
So to second what Erica just said, like at the end of the spot, I was like, oh no, he died. Legit. So thank y'all for adding that bit. Yeah, I thought that the video was a nice touch. Definitely a pleasant surprise at the end of the presentation. In terms of adhering to the brief, I do have a question. I know you all said that you were speaking to both the teens, I guess, and the parents, but it felt like the tag of the strategy or the tag of the campaign was more so trying to reach the teens as opposed to the parents. Can you give me some insight and thought behind that?
Well, I mean, we tried reaching on both parents and more of children, because I mean, children are the ones who do it more. So we wanted to put it in a way where both parents and children could realize what happens once you start doing this. So we wanted to touch on like both. Although we our main goal was to touch more on our parents, because we put it on social media and most parents are on social media, so we wanted to target both, like the children and the parents, so they see what happens when they start vaping.
Okay. Yeah, I think that I love the tagline. I thought it was really slick and nicely encapsulated, but I just think that you all may have missed an opportunity to speak to the parents more so. I do love the originality of it though. I also love the presentation. Again, the video was a nice, pleasant surprise toward the end. The activation with Netflix, again, I thought was a smart one, but I just kept getting lost in kind of who is the true target audience in this regard. Let's see, clarity of the message, I also think was pretty good. Again, it was just my only piece was just trying to understand who exactly is the campaign targeting. And I was got kind of lost in that. But other than that, I thought it was a really great campaign. Good job.
And I just had one thing, and that was you all didn't wear your mask.
Right. Word.
Okay.
They shot it in February.
Oh, yeah. So I feel better, right? Okay, guys, great job. Next up, we have Francis Lewis High School team number 3. Are you guys ready?
We're ready.
All right, let's go for it.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alvin Ma, and I am here with Sean, Dimitri, Muskan, Alexandra, and Emmanuel on behalf of Francis Lewis. We are honored to have this opportunity to present to you a first look at a campaign that can bring real change to our future as a society. And we want to say special thank you to our mentors, Deepa Sethu and Ansel Wright from the company Publicist, as well as Mr. Powers for their continuous guidance and support. Here's the real problem. Nobody cares if someone else's child dies from vaping. The e-cigarette companies nor the government have for years. That is why over 27% of US high schoolers vape and 10.5% of US middle schoolers vape. This percentage of kids are now 3 times more likely to use tobacco products, and half of them will ultimately die from this habit. And yes, death because of vaping. As of February 2020, 2,807 hospitalized cases and 60 deaths of vaping-associated lung disease have been reported to the CDC from across 50 states. Here's a map representing cases of vaping in the US. States in darker shades of green have more cases than states in lighter shades of green. These states include California and New York. Yes, this issue is happening right here at home. Over the years, there has been a rising number of cases in vaping, and it will only continue to rise without proper acknowledgement and combative actions taken against this issue.
So if you ask me, who is the real culprit responsible for this epidemic? It is the government with blood on their hands. The same ones responsible for keeping us safe are accepting money from vaping companies at the expense of the well-being of children. The government has assisted in the creation of a new generation of smokers. In 2017, Senator Ron Johnson delivered a keynote address at a vaping conference encouraging the FDA to pull back a 2016 rule that required e-cigarette companies to get federal approval. Exactly 10 days later, the FDA did just that. As a result, we saw teen vaping grow from 11.7% in 2017 to 27.5% in 2020. The government isn't just irresponsible. They're the ones pulling the trigger by actively deregulating vaping. In just the first half of 2019, Juul gave nearly $100,000 to members of Congress. Lobbying isn't new, but selling children out, now that's a new low.
Do you know what I'm wondering? Why are parents ignoring this glorified monster that can be found hidden away in the pockets of so many young teens? The answer is simple.
They're either unaware or simply misled by the advertisement of e-cigarette companies. How do we change that? Well, the internet has allowed for information to become easily accessible, and with social media being one of the most effective ways to reach a large and diverse population of people with your message. Keeping all of this in mind, launching ads and maintaining an online presence on internet and social platforms such as YouTube and Facebook can be extremely promising for getting real anti-vaping information out there, while also uncovering the secrets of a puppet government controlled by big companies like Juul for their own greed and power. They allow these companies to get away with their manipulation in the market and harm young children as long as their pockets stay nice and full. 79% of 30 to 49-year-olds use Facebook, and 87% of 30 to 49-year-olds use YouTube, making them two of the most perfect places to maintain an online presence. With Facebook ad impressions increasing by the year, and with YouTube ads being 84% more likely to engage prospects than a TV ad, we are bound to see results in terms of parents becoming more informed on the dangers of vaping.
Our second strategy will be appearances on radio shows in order to make the dangers of vaping known and to promote anti-vaping ideologies. With the radio reaching nearly 60 million adults aged 35 to 49, not only is this an effective way to spread awareness, but it can also allow for interactions between parents who have questions and concerns and experts who can offer them answers or guidance. Parents can listen to this at any time in the car, easily starting normally taboo conversations with their parents about vaping in a closed environment.
The most powerful strategy we have focuses on motivating parents to take real action and will take the form of e-cig drop boxes. We would have locations set up around the country where parents can give us their child's e-cigarette in exchange for a care package. In this care package, we will include a resource guide, which includes support groups and hotlines to contact when in need of additional support, and mental health resources for children to cope with their addiction. Also, we will include gum, as studies show that chewing gum reduces cravings and helps with withdrawal when a nicotine-dependent person cannot smoke. The coolest part for kids, we will provide a reusable Yeti water bottle that says, "I saved myself," that kids can use as a reminder of their strength and the addiction that they are overcoming. Studies show that water allows residual nicotine to leave your system, which helps ease withdrawal side effects, making hydration a key factor in recovery. And for parents, this is a great way to get them actively involved. Stress Balls will offer a quick and portable method to ease anxiety over vaping, and a free 30-day gym membership at Planet Fitness will effectively reduce the severity of nicotine withdrawal symptoms and increase self-confidence. Here, I'll discuss the two companies that we'll be partnering with. Yeti, which has a history of community outreach and has a section of their website dedicated to supporting various causes, and Planet Fitness, which has a track record of supporting youth causes. They already offer free memberships to students and have partnered with the Boys and Girls Club.
As a result of this campaign, we are aiming for three main key results. First, we will push the government to push harsher regulations on all e-cigarette companies by setting a federal age limit to 21, imposing a limit on the amount of nicotine that each vape pod has, as well as forcing all e-cigarette companies to state all the chemicals that are inside of their products that are on the boxes, since regulators do not currently require that. Next, we will see a decrease in the percentage of young kids vaping, bringing the number of U.S. high schoolers vaping from 27% to 17%, the amount of middle schoolers vaping from 10.5% to just 3%. Additionally, executions do include access to the American Lung Association's digital tools, which will increase traffic and awareness to the ALA.
Even with this campaign, in reality, Alvin said it best earlier. Nobody cares if someone else's child dies from vaping. The e-cigarette companies don't, the government sure doesn't. What we are making sure is that parents finally do. Thank you all for your time.
Wow, that was very powerful. I think you all was the first group to I really see look at the the advocacy portion of it. Interesting. So I'd love to hear Cheryl's feedback.
This one wasn't mine. I'm happy to give feedback, but this somebody else I think might have prepared.
Yeah, no, we switched you. We switched you and Julius. Did you get that?
I just got the note that Julius was taking the other one, so no problem.
Okay, but if you
sure, happy to add comment. Thanks so much, team. One of the things that I thought was incredible about what you did is there were just powerful language, imagery, and your presentation. First of all, you're all amazing presenters, and that is an art and a science, and you're compelling. I think we were all leaned in every minute of your presentation. So you guys seized everyone's attention. From the beginning, I think you really laid a narrative around just how pervasive these companies are and all of our social institutions, and how it's really hard even, for parents to outshout them. They're being this message is being sent to teens at all levels. So I thought you did a great job with the setup, setting the situation, if you will. Where I thought perhaps it could have been stronger, you set up such a strong footprint. I thought your tactical multi-channel plan, all of the different areas that you plan to execute was great. I didn't really see necessarily the creative thread revealed and then threaded through. I'm not sure if when you said you showed the sort of I saved myself on the Yeti bottle at the end, if I saved myself is the call to action or the rallying cry or sort of the both for this. I wasn't sure. So I thought that was maybe a missed opportunity. Your voiceover was excellent in terms of explaining the partners you chose and why. And I really liked the kind of unapologetic activist tone you all took. It was urgent. I felt the urgency in why you chose this approach. And it felt very in your face and in the best possible way. It was extremely persuasive in that respect. So congratulations. I thought it was a very powerful presentation.
Yeah, I agree. Job really well done. Okay, so we are. You're welcome. I'm sorry, you guys. Who was your partner again? Who was your agency partner?
Our
agency.
Got it. Great job. Okay, next up and last but definitely not least, but new to, I believe, the Ad Futures competition, at least while I've been here at the Ad Club, is the Yeshiva High School. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
All right.
All right, yeah, let me just share my screen. Hold on. Shoot. Sorry, I just pressed the wrong thing. All right. Hi everyone. My name is Joseph Kamkachi, and I'm very excited to talk to you guys today. I came before all of you today to discuss our anti-vaping awareness campaign. The three marketing techniques we decided on was a TV commercial, social media, TV commercial, and billboards. We divided our roles by each taking one marketing technique. Linda handled the social media, Jacob handled the commercial, and I've done the billboards. We each choose these techniques in hope of spreading awareness to parents about their kids possibly vaping. This is why we're really taking extreme measures to properly inform parents of it. Lastly, we will portray the message of the dangers of vaping through expectations versus reality. With that being said, so this is the expectation versus reality is social media, television, commercial, and billboard campaign. And this is a couple of statistics. So in the US, 27.5% of high school students use vape products, right? And then also according to the 2019 survey, more than 5 million US middle and high school students used e-cigarettes in the past 30 days. So now I'm just gonna hand it over to Linda. Take it away.
Hi. Hi, my name is Linda Sharma, and I am a current 11th grader in the Yeshiva of Flatbush High School. Today, I would like to speak about how you can use social media to portray the anti-vaping idea to parents, using expectation versus reality. Vaping, the action of inhaling/exhaling vapors, can destroy your lungs and health. Social media plays a crucial role in raising awareness for parents. For our first idea, we have an Instagram post showing first of what parents expect from their children versus what they're really doing, the reality. Being a teen in the 21st century is extremely pressuring from parents, teachers, and even friends. Parents expect their children to get good grades, have a stable friend group, and really so much more. And especially during times like these, during this pandemic, kids get sad and upset in their room, staring at the computer all day long. So they need an escape. So most kids rely on vaping. They envision their children studying with their friends for tomorrow's exam. In reality, the teens have met together to vape because of the pressure that they're under. I've seen this time and time again in my life where kids really rely on vaping because of all the pressure that they are under. This post's purpose is to get the parents to think about the problem of vaping. Parents are often in denial about this issue because they like to think their kids are the best. Parents should be asking themselves when they see this post if they really knew what their child was doing during their free time. On our second slide, we have a Facebook ad which shows two pictures of what parents really expect from their kids, which is a girl going to school and the mother waving off to her as she leaves her home. And in the reality part, you have a picture of two girls smoking. Then the caption says, this is most likely happening in your home, but you don't know about it. This will leave parents wanting to know more about this because the expectation is so relatable. Once we catch their attention with this ad, we will tell them to slide up to read more information, and this will lead them to articles persuading parents using these exact facts. This will make parents watch their kids' behavior and really act on it and be able to see what their kids are really doing in their free time. And our third idea, for the third slide, we have a quiz that will pop up on an ad on any type of social media, but mostly on Facebook, because I believe that that's what most parents really use, older parents. And the ad will be called Do You Really Trust Your Kid? Which is really intriguing, I believe. When you swipe up, the quiz will be asking a few questions. For example, do you know where your kid really goes in their free time? Or how do you know they're not lying to you? Or do your kids own vapes? We think that this will make the parents question where their kids are really spending their free time from these questions and get their children the help they need, which is really important. This shows expectation versus reality because the parents will realize that they expect so much of their own kid when in reality, he's doing everything trying to escape this, vaping. Next, I would like to pass the mic to Jacob to speak about our commercial idea.
Hi everyone, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Jacob Dweck from the Yeshiva of Flatbush. I'd like to present the idea of using a commercial to raise awareness to parents about anti-vaping. There's an issue around the world, and that issue is that millions of high school students are vaping around the world, and they don't know the harmful effects that it causes. Parents need to be more aware of the issue. As shown on the left, we see over the past 20 years, cigarette use is going down, and the use of vape is going up tremendously. What can we do to solve this problem? As teenagers, there's a lot for us to handle, and we look for an escape. Many teens think that their parents and teachers don't understand what they're going through, but it's crucial to know how much they're trying to help us. While parents are raising their kids, they should start focusing on teaching them not to fall for peer pressure. This could furthermore prevent teens from falling into peer pressure with vaping. Talking to your son or daughter about vaping will make them feel that you care for them and you want to help and guide them in life. You can leave the slide actually. This is just one of the ideas we can put on our commercial. So on the left, we see the expectation, and on the right, it's reality. So what a mother would expect, she would ask her, you see her asking her child, son, what are you doing? And the child would say, Mom, I'm just studying. But reality, she's asking her son, what are you doing? And the child's thinking in his head, should I tell mom that I'm buying a vape? And we see from here that the parents don't really know what their children are doing, but they should get to know their children more and more over time and gain a relationship, and hopefully the parent will prevent the child from vaping. I'm gonna pass the mic to Joseph Kamikachi.
Yes, hi. So our last marketing technique is the billboard. Okay, so it says, are you sure your child doesn't vape? So the main thing of the billboard is billboards attract eyeballs, and that's the main thing of marketing. If you could just put a billboard and people see it, people drive highways, people go on trains, people go to airports, they're going there. So it's an easy way of advertising, and parents do those things. So the first quote is, are you sure your child doesn't vape? So parents are really sometimes could be closed-minded and really don't know their kids and don't know if they actually do vape. And if they were to talk to their kids and get a better understanding, it'd be really helpful. And this one is, don't let e-cigarettes ruin your child's life. So it's like really saying like e-cigarettes are really bad and many people get hurt from it. And people get hurt from it, and it can be very severe and maybe even lethal. So if parents talk to their kids, also that could be really helpful. And the last slide is allowing your child to smoke is like actively planning their funeral. If you're a parent and you just let your kids smoke, that's no way to teach a kid how to live life. That's horrible. And you got to really open up your mind and switch your perspective on how you see things. And yeah, it's basically it. And just want to give a very special thanks to the Publix. We worked with them for this presentation, Mr. Kreller, our teacher, and the judges. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good job, you guys. Let's see. Claire, what's your thoughts?
Well, happy first time. I think you guys have a really great media plan here. You have a lot of thoughts about, I can tell there was a lot of great thoughts that went into every single channel that you want to play in and what messages you want to have. The thing that I'm missing is there isn't one, there is a campaign concept, but you didn't highlight it. That expectations versus reality really rings true, and it makes sense for the Gen X millennial target that you have. So just highlighting that, putting it on its own slide. I always say to everyone, slides are free if you add them. I know you only had 7 minutes, so you may have cut it down based on time. I also noticed a couple of typos throughout your presentation. It's always important to proofread your work. The worst feeling in the world is having a potential client catch the typo. It's happened to me and it always feels bad. The other thing I noticed is in your last billboard, you mentioned smoking and not vaping. And I think based off of your research and some of the things that you mentioned earlier, this is more about vaping. It's not the kids and the teens aren't really smoking, they're more vaping. So that's just a slight thing that I noticed, but really great job. And I can tell you guys are like trying to socially distance in the same room right now. So you did a fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
So thank you. Everybody give yourselves you can unshare, give yourselves a really big hand. Yeah. Listen, this is in regular normal times when there is no COVID and there is no, craziness that's happening. This is often a exercise in time management because it's often just a 3-week. You guys got a little bit more time, but then there are so many other barriers at this moment that stood in the way. So I want to thank you all for actually making this happen. I'd like to give you all an opportunity now that the judges should now be going into their deliberation. If they haven't, I would like to share with you, do I have anyone from the Ad Council, a representative from the Ad Council? Is anyone on right now? If not, what I'd like to share with you, I'm going to share my screen, is what the Ad Council did as it relates to vaping and show you guys what their campaign looks like. Okay.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's
into soccer. She's on the honor roll. She's just not the type.
No way.
No way. No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Get your head out of the clouds.
Right. So, it's interesting. I think it's really cool to kind of give you guys an understanding of, what you just did, the exercise you just participated in, and what we do for a living, is we create campaigns. Oh, hold on, let me go back. Where am I? Thanks. That's a great one. Love has no labels. Let me stop sharing. Let's get back over here. It says my internet is unstable. Can you guys? Yes, anybody? Okay. So the other thing I want to just kind of give you, now that we're going to be waiting for the judges to deliberate, is I want to give you a little bit more understanding of where you are and who's hosting this absolutely wonderful opportunity. At the Ag Club, we are a trade organization, and many industries, most industries, I would say mostly all real industries have trade organizations. So as you begin to climb and create your career, it will behoove you to join a trade organization. Very similar to high school. We realize that students that go to high school who join clubs and become engaged in the community of learning tend to always do better in school. They graduate, they belong, because there's a sense of accountability. And we really don't change much after we leave high school. The same thing I will say you should look for when you go to college. Look for organizations on your campus that you can become a part of, because when you have people that are working in and working towards a goal, a common goal, you are often given the energy and the discipline to continue through the hard times that you will inevitably have as you're matriculating into college or whatever. So we do know engagement is an indicator of how well you will do. No different here at the Ag Club. We are here for professionals in the advertising, marketing, and media industries, and now tech. We allow members to get to know one another, to be engaged, to volunteer like our judges are doing today, to provide thought leadership amongst themselves, to share information so they can grow, the industries can grow, and we can all be smarter and more efficient in what we do. So we have several pillars at the Ag Club. Right now, the foundation is the hosting pillar today, and we are very much focused on education. As we promote the industry, we are attracting people to the industry. We're retaining those professionals who are in the industry so that they can stay in the industry, and we're training people in the industry. And we're also very much, our focus is to make sure that we have an industry that reflects the diversity that we see in our world. We also have at the Ag Club programs for more professional people who are much more involved in their careers in their careers. And we have the Andes International competition. So for those of you all who are really excited and get very excited about creating the innovation that goes behind this particular process, making the video, those are producers, creating the art design, creating all that you saw from a visual, that's where we have a competition, because in the industry, if you are a creative, the way in which you learn or become more valuable are through awards that you will receive. And so we have a wonderful, just like acting, when you act, you're looking to really get an Oscar or, whatever, and all the awards that we watch. It's the same in industry. So we have one of the premier international competitions for students and for professionals. And right now, Ines, where are you? Are you ready? She is going to share with you the results of our students who have entered into the competition and some of the work that they do.
Yep, here's this year's, for 2020, the grand prize winner, which is the Glenn C. Smith Award. And I'll tell you that right now. So that was a video of the winners.
Hi, I'm
Ines? Ines?
Heo.
There's something playing in the background. One second.
Okay, yeah, it looks like someone's not muted. Please mute, you guys. Okay, Ines. Ines?
Do you hear that? Is it just me?
With you virtually today because of COVID.
It sounds like Chris's voice, but I'm looking at Chris, so it's not Chris.
It sounds like the news is what it sounds like a television like newscast.
Yeah, but that's okay. Go. Let's see, Ines. When you unmute, that's when we hear it. Unmute, Ines.
Once again, we're really in this unbelievable.
Oh, I know what that is, Ines. You know what? If you go back to your YouTube, make sure you close YouTube. I think that because you know how it goes into the next video.
It was me?
Yep, it was you.
Okay.
So you want to tell them what they just saw again?
Yeah, so that was the Andes. So the Andy Awards winners, we select about 20 student winners, and that was from a film school, and that was a group of students that put it together. So it's open to possibilities, and the one thing I would say is, like, I saw a lot of videos, and I would encourage you guys to make your own ads with your iPhones, and try to practice, because that was like well produced, and I think that you all have the potential to make great work.
Absolutely. We've got a little time. Thank you so much, Inez. I wanted to also, where's Gina? I don't see her on here. Gina, did you want to say anything before we get the judges back and deliberate and announce? I'm sorry. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
That happens to me at least once a day, you know that. I was just so struck by the level of presentation. I just thought everyone did an amazing job. I think it just goes to show that we're all just getting so used to communicating like this that we're getting very slick at it, which is I don't know I don't know that we want to stay this way forever, but surely it's helping us gain the confidence that we need in front of the camera. And I thought everybody did a really good job. I'm sure the judges are having a difficult time figuring out what's the best. Again, I don't know how many of you are thinking about this experience and how maybe this is a possible career track for you. If you need some help navigating like colleges that have strong programs in advertising or marketing or media, please be in touch with me, because I can help you, at least give you some of the schools that we work with, because I think the thing that's really interesting is that if this is something that's for you, your people are waiting for you at colleges and universities all over the country, and they do amazing prep for students who are looking to make this a career. Not only that, as you get into the college programs, the Advertising Club also has a great internship program that you all can take part in. So if you've now, over the course of this last month, find that this is something that you're interested in pursuing, and you want to talk about what possible next steps are, I'm more than happy to share what I know as far as schools that are that have strong programs and who also give great opportunities to their students. So please let us know if this is something of interest and if this is something that I can help with.
Yeah. Welcome to the virtual world, Dylan. We are here. Okay, so are the judges coming back? Have they
We are all here.
We're here.
We're here.
So the way we're going to do this is we're going to have Cheryl announce third place, Claire will announce second place, and Julius, you will announce the first place winners. And just so that you all know, because we are now in a virtual world, the bragging trophy we won't be able to get until the schools open back up, and then it will go to your school, and you'll be able to have that Stanley trophy.
Have you seen that trophy? Have you guys seen that trophy? Because it is worthy. It is worthy of the victory.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to bring it up.
It'll be in your school for one whole year, and then you got to fight to keep it there.
I love it. It's like the hockey trophy.
Stanley Cup. It's a total Stanley Cup trophy.
Well, I don't know what I'm not that good at going back and forth on here, and I'll end up disconnecting myself. So at the beginning, we had a loop and it had a picture of it. So we'll go back to that. So without further ado, Cheryl, would you please announce our third place winner for our 2020 Ad Futures competition?
Absolutely. Thrilled. Thanks again to all the teams. We loved your presentations and getting to know you all a little bit better. I want to extend a warm congratulations to, drumroll, the team from Forest Hills High School. And congratulations on a really stellar presentation. We loved it. And congrats to the team, your mentors, your coaches, and your agency partners.
All right. Forest Hills, let's see, where are you guys? You want to come off mute for a second?
Hey,
Hello.
we want to give
Thank you guys so much.
we want to give you a little bit of the
Hello.
honorable mention about the fact that you put forth a plan to measure your results. Everybody felt like that was a really great thing that you brought that not every other team brought, and that was an important part of the decision.
Is your mentor on? Is your teacher on and your mentor on?
Yes, Miss Mandy and Mr. Sidan.
I'd like for them to be able to have a little celebrated word as well. Where are you guys? I don't see.
Hi, I'm the teacher. I'm not sure if
there you are, Rob. I see you.
Is on, but thank you very much. It was great, a great event.
Rob, this isn't your first year, is it?
It is. I mean, I did it many years ago, so it basically is.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for working with the students, and I don't know, it looks like we don't have anyone from Essence on, but I want to thank them as well.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. We look forward to having you guys come back next year with a strong showing. So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Essence was here. At least they were here to watch the presentation, so that was good. I'm glad they were here for that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we got to work. Right?
That's it.
Thank you guys. Thank you, students. Claire, and you will now be announcing our second place winners for our 2020 Ad Futures competition.
Well, I'm delighted that I get to announce this. As you can tell, it was a close call because we were all discussing for a little while. But it's Learn the Difference, Make a Difference, Edward R. Murrow High School.
Woo! Oh, yes. Where are you guys? Come on, come off mute. Let's hear it. Where's your
Thank
team?
you, guys.
Yes, it's an honor. Thank you.
Yep, thank you so much.
I'm glad you guys worked really hard. It looks like, how difficult was it in a virtual world doing this? Is that just something that we're unused to, or are teenagers just so adaptable that it was no big deal for you?
I would like to say it wasn't really hard because we've been doing it for a whole year now. So no, like it was actually pretty good.
That's cool. Is your teacher here?
I'm right here. I'm very proud. They did a great job. Everyone worked really hard and worked with the agency, then they worked on their own, then they worked with me. And I think that this environment actually gave them more time to work because they were able to meet more often because it was like this. So, but the agency again was amazing, and they not only partnered with us for this, but throughout the whole year for our virtual enterprise program. So I want to say a big thank you to BBDO as always.
Awesome. That's great. And last but not least, Julius.
All right. Oh, there it is.
There it is. That is a hell of a trophy.
That is so perfect. Thank you, whoever put that.
Yo, that's real.
Drum roll? Did we get a drum roll?
If y'all want to. So, to Claire's point, we definitely took a moment to try and figure out who was the #1 slot. You all did an amazing job. I really loved how thoughtful you all were in your presentations. Definitely look forward to seeing you all grow, those who will be participating next year. But the #1 slot is John Adams.
Wow.
Let's go.
Yeah, John Adams, I think everything from the presentation branding, which I thought was really slick. I liked every little piece of detail from down to the little Trojan logo at the bottom of each page to even the visuals for the client. If we were to walk through the presentation on our own, I thought it was pretty clear in terms of what the idea was. The video was a pleasant surprise. Even alone, if you just said the tag and just showed the video, I think it would have communicated what the idea was. I think overall the insights that you all use to gather and influence the direction of the campaign also very okay, there's our
I can't believe my phone died. I was taking video of everybody. Oh my God. This is Miss Scheinberg, and I don't know if you didn't see me jump up and down.
Nope.
Let me let my team speak. It's all them.
But I think overall we all kind of we're going back and forth, but it was really kind of it came down to if the idea had to be activated today with no other help and no other kind of like tweaks, which one would resonate and kind of fulfill the brief, and that's what landed. But it was super, super, super close. So kudos to everybody who worked today.
Thank you for that wonderful feedback. And, I love to see the teacher this excited. Teachers are pretty amazing people. My mom's a teacher. I'm a teacher. I love the whole, profession because it's the most, we're the underdogs, but we, get to work with such amazing individuals. So you guys, John Adams, let's hear from the students. How you feeling?
We see the team.
Great.
Feel amazing, to be honest.
It's a little shocking.
Yeah.
We're super excited and thankful for everyone that helped us get here.
Yeah, we're
yes.
Hey guys, I want everybody that's on the line that's been part of this. You all worked on your own versions of these campaigns, and I want to just point out that the three that we've just talked about, the biggest things that I think we all were just conversing about and what made them stand out was they were very, like, the concept of a creative vehicle, something that is going to get the attention of the target audience that you are trying to impact, that is going to draw them in and open their eyes to something. And then the originality of the idea and the see it carried through in different forms of communication. Those three campaigns did that beautifully. And they were simple, they were clear. You could not forget it after you were three presentations later. That is what broke through with these three campaigns.
Well, the play that was just you.
Pardon?
I think he just forgot to mute himself.
I just want to say I am so proud to bring that trophy to my high school, John Adams.
Tina, you went to John Adams and you had to go with my. You don't know. I'm so proud because, just it was these times and I was hemming and hawing and how can I get this all done? Teaching 5 classes, doing, full remote, in person. And I one night I said, I got to really break the news and I have to back out. And then I woke up. How could I walk away from an opportunity? Every opportunity that's handed to me, I must hand over to my children, meaning my students and my children. And if I didn't do that, then I'm not doing my job. And my job every day is to wake up and give them a purpose and another day to move forward. And thank you to our mentors. Thank you for the Ad Council giving us this opportunity to grow and to learn and to bring smiles to all faces in this room, in the Zoom room, and in this new normal, I'm blessed to be a part of this. I must just say that. And thank you. And
let me just say, I think you guys are so amazing. I could go on, but there's some of you all stood out today everyone stood out for a reason. And I think the reason is you showed up. In life, you have to show up, right? You got to play to win. And the fact that you guys, on top of your schoolwork and on top of everything else, are a part of a program that allows you to stand above and be introduced to something new. I'm real excited for your futures. I'm excited to see where you end up and where you're going. And I know that you've got great people behind you. So congratulations to each and every one of you all. I'm in tears because this is my last Ad Futures, because I am about to go to a new school per se, and I'll be the new student. And so, you know, with that, there's uncertainty, but there absolutely is excitement. And thank you guys. Thank all the teachers that I've had the opportunity to work with since I've been here. And peace and love. Oh my God, is that the Soul Train? Goodbye.
I think you just pulled a Soul Train.
See, things are in your brain forever.
This is Don Cornelius.
Soul Train, and they don't know anything.
They don't know anything about it.
They don't know anything about that.
No.
Chris, Wendy, Cheryl, I don't see you. Julius, Claire, thank you guys so much for being really stellar judges this year. I think
judges were incredible. The feedback was so helpful for everybody. Thank you.
Yes. Really. And I now turn this baton over to Maya, who I know with the help of the Ad Club team is going to do an amazing job. You all met Maya. She was the one that was talking to you throughout the whole process of this. So yes, keep her near and dear.
Thank you, Erica. Yeah. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, Erica and Maya, thank you so much. And Maya, do you want to say a few words?
Actually, Gina, you can go ahead and wrap it up for us.
Yeah, I want to say that, you know, obviously, Erica, we've been back and forth. This is so bittersweet, but you never really leave the club, and you and I have a long future together, I'm sure. And Maya, very excited about you stepping up and stepping in, and you did a great job handling this, and I know there's lots of good stuff to come. Congratulations to all the teams. It was an exceptional day. All the judges, the feedback was phenomenal. They really, you know, got a sense of what was missing, what was great, and we thank you for that. Everyone have a wonderful day and a beautiful holiday season. And if anybody wants to pursue advertising in college, please be in touch with me so that I can help keep you informed.
Wear your mask and wash your hands.
Yes. That's from a dad. That's a dad. That's a daddy.
You went to John Adams? Gina, you went to John Adams?
I did.
Oh, wow. So we'll be right now. The school's closed. Otherwise, they would love to meet you there. I can't wait to see that.
Oh, I'm going to hand deliver that trophy. Don't you worry.
Thank you.
Don't vape either. Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you so much again for all.
Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for the opportunities.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
You're all amazing. Excellent.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh. Ad Club team.
Yeah, that was amazing. Really, you know, the format worked really well.
Yeah, it's up close and personal, right?
You raised the bar even more. I just, you know, I wasn't going to stay all day. I was going to work on the side, and I couldn't get away. So, well done. I have the chills. Everybody did a great job, and again, the judges they blew me away.
They really, you know what, because this you allowed to have more feedback and everything. Ines, thank you for coming through and
yes, thank you, Ines.
So wholesome. No, I'm glad I can be part of this.
I didn't get to see the reel, but I know it was excellent.
That was totally excellent. I should get off and let you guys talk. I will tell you though, if and when we get together, I'd love to go deliver the trophy with the camera, if that's
doable. Oh, you know, you have to.
We'll go full circle, Erica.
You have to. And now that this is recorded, we can I'd hope that you guys get this edited somehow. I don't know how, but
you know, I'll work it.
I'm gonna let you
work
that.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for staying on.
It was great.
All righty. Bye.